Let's go. There's not a man that I fear. There's nobody here that can stop me. Cause I'm in a league of my own, yeah. Y'all can just sit back and watch me. They know who I am, they can't imitate. Don't stay in your lane, I'ma set it straight. I'm building my way to the top. You get in my way, you know that I'ma renovate. You know I'm about to lock it. I'm the monster they was looking for, just like the Loch Ness. They think they gon' knock me off the throne, they better stop it. They can never reach me where I'm at, I'm in a rocket. Cockpit. In other words, you can't touch me. It's like I got the ball and it's rugby. And you won't see me when I'm coming through. You can't stop me, I'm running through. I'm untouchable, yeah. 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 Feed, fight, foe from. I'm the giant that they running from. Taking shots, I think they jumped the gun. If they go against me, then they done. You cannot handle this. I don't think you can pay for the damages. I know when it's gonna be a first place. You gon' need first aid. Think you need bandages. You know I'm about to lock it. I'm the monster they was looking for, just like the Loch Ness. They think they gon' knock me off the throne, they better stop it. They can never reach me where I'm at. I'm in a rocket cockpit. In other words, you can't touch me. It's like I got the ball and it's rugby. And you won't see me when I'm coming through. You can't stop me, I'm running through. I'm untouchable, yeah. 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 I'm untouchable, yeah.
All right, cut the fucking music. All right, welcome to the show, guys. We are live countdown show. We are 3 hours and 50 minutes away from the beginning, the starting of the card. So let's chill, talk boxing. Link in the description if you want to join Discord. I'm gonna post a link in the chat again. So yep, we have Boxing Chief already here. What's up?
What's up? What's going on, sir?
Not much, chilling.
Fight night.
Did you give us your prediction?
Yes, I predicted Benitez decision.
Benitez? I didn't know Wilfredo Benitez was fighting again.
Benavidez, David. Well, they're both David. Never mind. Okay, anyway, yeah. The B guy.
Yeah.
Not the D guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, I have Benavidez by decision. But I don't know, some Cuban fans are very loud in the chat. They think that Morrell's going to pull it off. The power is going to bail him out of this one. I don't know.
Well, I mean, they both got power to an extent. It may appear that Morrell's got more one-punch power, but Benavidez can punch. So, does he have the experience to pull it off is the question.
But who has more power, like one punch power? Is it Benavidez or Morrell?
I would say Morrell. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yesterday we did the tail of the tape comparison type of thing. And that, we agreed that Morrell has more power when it comes to one punch power. But obviously, Benavidez, he's a volume puncher, right? Accumulation puncher. And he does hit hard still, It's not like he doesn't hit hard at all. But yeah, I think that's what Morrell fans are banking on, that he's going to land something big. He's going to drop Benavidez.
Some of it's also like how good is Benavidez at 175?
Yep.
We've only seen him once.
How did he look in your eyes against Vosdick?
A little more ordinary. Not that he wasn't effective, but he has to work. You remember when I can't think of an example right now. Where some of these guys that have bigger punches when they're at these smaller divisions, Barrera Morales, perfect example. 122, they're knocking everybody out. They get up to 130, and they're still beating people, and they're hurting them with their punches, but they're not putting anybody down or out. Like when they hit the people, the guys are like, yeah, wow, this hurts. But no one's getting knocked out. So it's like a workman. It's like a workman type performance.
Right. We have Straight G in the house. What's up?
What's up? So Benavidez, Morrell. El salute, chief salute, Bucho. Well, I got Benavidez by. I think he's gonna get him out of there. I don't know. I have a feeling he's gonna get him out of there. I think it's gonna be round 9 or 10. I think. I don't know.
Yeah. By the way, shout out to everybody in the chat. John Doe, he says saludos BDM in the chat. Paracua as well. He's in there. Drunk Irishman, James Bond, Brian Montes. Who else do we have here? Handsome Mechanic, LT, Mars Boxeo, Rusty Cage, Raider Reaper, and I'm sure I missed a bunch of people. But what's up, guys? Straight G. It's a possibility. Are you betting on this fight? I haven't even checked the odds. I didn't even feel like doing it because I'm not placing a bet on this.
I mean, I'm not a betting man, but if I was, that's what I'd go with. Yeah, it's a good fight. It's a good.
Benavidez, when it comes to Morrell, we talked about this yesterday. How good is his chin? Has it been tested? I don't think so. I think he only has 11 professional fights, so.
I don't think it's been tested.
Yeah. So it's possible that he gets stopped. But also, when he has 11 professional fights, there's a lot of unknowns. Maybe there's something we don't know about this guy, right? Something positive. So.
Well, everybody's fought. His opening guy didn't have much of a winning record. The worst case fighter he had after his professional debut was 15-6. Everybody else has been like 22-0, 16-0, 20-2. Now that good records doesn't mean that these were great fighters, but it does mean the fact that they weren't just your normal tomato cans that people crush just to build a resume. And he went 12 rounds in his third fight, so it's not like he has no real experience at the above average level. And I'm not as familiar with him, to be perfectly honest, because he's only had 11 fights and he's not on a platform I usually get to see very often. But what I do know is that, you don't at 11-0 beat guys with records like that have already gone, 8 to 10 rounds more than once if you don't have a solid skill set at a certain level. In other words, if these were all B fighters with really good records, then he's the king of the B fighters. But he's a Cuban, so true, but he's from the Cuban amateur system, so you have to presume the fact he's more than just a B fighter. He's, because he had all that amateur experience and all those different styles he faced, and their amateur program is better than most people's professional program. So there's something to be said for that on where he is completely at a pro level.
Right. So, like you're saying, you have to take into account his amateur record, of course.
Can I ask, Chief?
Yes, sir.
somebody on the Discord, I think it was Don Chingazos, was saying that because he speaks Spanish, so he goes to other like Spanish panels. There's other shows on the YTVC that are Spanish speaking, particularly Cuban ones. And he went to one after Espinosa beat Ramirez in the rematch. Apparently, he says that they were telling him that amateur boxing is more difficult than pro boxing. What do you think?
I mean, I watch a lot of it and did very little sparring when I was younger, so I'm not going to be able to tell you which one's more difficult. I can tell you that the guys hit harder, or so it appears in the pros. They go longer distances. So, I mean, 3 rounds versus 12, there's a big difference there. I do think, though, that a fair comment is the fact that in an amateurs, if you're in the tournament, you go all 3 rounds, you're going 3 rounds, possibly 3 nights in a row. That's equivalent of 9 rounds over a 3-day period. So I just don't think the guys hit as hard in the amateurs. You've got bigger gloves, you got the headgear. Most people don't try to work the body. So I can't, since I've never been a pro, I can't fully commit to what I think for experience. But I mean, let's face it. Why do so many amateur gold medalists never win a world title?
Exactly. And, you know, I was trying to look at it from their perspective. And I said, well, maybe amateur boxing there's certain things in the amateurs that are more difficult. Maybe like you said, in a tournament, you could be fighting 3 days in a row. Very little recovery time in between, even though it's only 3 rounds, it's very intensive. There's still 3 intensive rounds, you know, where you got to go all out. It's not like, well, I'm going to pace myself. And also, you know, you got to be fighting every other week. So from that perspective, yeah, maybe. However, I've never heard a professional boxer say, man, amateur boxing was harder or more difficult. They always say, you know, even now when a lot of these pro boxers now have the ability to go to fight in the Olympics, you know, they have that privilege now. Whereas 15 years ago, you couldn't. Now they have access to that and they're not as nervous. Whereas the opposite occurs with amateurs who turn professional. Oftentimes you will hear guys say when they turn professional, like, oh man, it feels a lot different without the headgear, smaller gloves, knowing that you're gonna be fighting up to 6 rounds, 8 rounds, 10 rounds. You know what I mean? So I would have to argue that, yeah, professional boxing is more difficult.
It's not like comparing apples and oranges because it's still boxing, but a lot of it's different. Like you can get away with ducking your head below your opponent's waist in the pros. You can't do that in the amateurs. You can get away with certain things in the pros that are still part of the rules, but they just don't enforce. You can't do that in amateur boxing. There is no holding and hitting. They will stop you immediately the second you clinch and they'll break you. If there's a cut internationally, the fight gets stopped automatically. It's not you get to see if your cornerman can go back, and that went back. Now, I don't know if that has changed any, but in the 80s and 90s with the scare of AIDS, especially after Tommy Morrison tested positive for HIV, if there was a cut in the amateurs, the fight's over. So, like I said, that's not the case in the pros. You can fight through a cut. So, I keep saying so a lot. It's just not a cut and dry, this is harder and this one's not. They're so much different based off of the fact that if you're well-funded as a fighter, you have the ability to research your opponent. You can study him. You can tailor your style towards that one person. You're training for longer periods of time for just one opponent. You're not fighting possibly 3 different styles in 3 days and then possibly doing that again in another 2 months for another tournament coming up around Olympic season when you're trying to qualify in countries where you still have to qualify and you're not just automatically selected by the state. So again, it's almost like they're both varsity sports, but one's like a quad A school and one's like, possibly a lower tier school. It's the best way I can possibly put it.
I mean, it does, like you said, yeah, it's true. And Brandon Rios said one time that he had the most fun in the amateurs because there weren't as many politics as there are in the professional ranks, which I can understand. Yes, there is a certain degree of politics in the amateur ranks. You know, sometimes the committee will favor a boxer over another because he's the guy that they think might be best suited to win them a medal and so on and so forth. But compared to the politics in the professional ranks, it pales in comparison. I mean, think about it. I want to fight this guy. Well, he doesn't want to fight you. You know, when can we do? We can't force him to fight. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And then the money issues and you know, the grind of staying in shape. Because somebody said that in the comment section, say, well, in the Olympics, you got to stay on weight year round. Well, I mean, professional fighters should be doing that as well. They just don't do it because a lot of them are tired by that point, or they think they can get away with it. But the training for a 12-round fight is more arduous. People forget that you can't step out off the couch right now. And, you know, let's say somebody in the chat said, you know, I want to be a professional boxer, and they have all the money in the world. They're not going to be conditioned to fight 12 rounds, no matter what type of training they get, no matter if they get the best trainers, whatever. You got to build up to that. And that's the same thing with these amateurs. So, you know, the building up to fighting 12 rounders 2-3 times a year, that's a whole other level of conditioning.
Yep. 2 or 3, and let's face it, back in the day, we're watching guys that used to have 3 or 4 15-round scheduled title defenses a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's totally different.
Yo, Chief, sorry, what was your prediction?
Benavidez decision.
Okay. Go ahead, G.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, the pros and the amateurs, you know, like Chief said, they're 2 different things, right? But like at the same time, like I could kind of see why somebody would say, like, you know, the amateur system is a little, like, you know, I wouldn't say it's harder myself, but like there is, it's almost very comparable because, you know, like nowadays, you know, you see with the medical advancements, people say that actually hitting people with gloves is a lot more damaging to the brain, right? And then you gotta keep in mind that amateurs, they fight like sometimes they fight a couple times a week, you know, like that, and like Chief said, those rounds add up too. So I mean, I don't know, that's a pretty interesting yeah, I don't know, idea, right, or topic of conversation when people start debating if the amateurs and the pros are like similar in those types of ways, you know.
Well, that's why I was trying to look at the other side of the issue, because I disagree. I think the professional ranks are more difficult. I mean, I disagree with those Cubans who were saying that allegedly, because again, that was what Don Chingazo says. I didn't actually hear them say that, but to look at it from the other perspective and say, yeah, well, I mean, what is more difficult in the amateurs? And what Chief said, you know, they got to stay on weight. They got to be fighting. Sometimes in tournaments, they got to fight 3-4 times back to back throughout the weekend and all that. So, I mean, that is difficult because although they might not be fighting a 12-rounder, you know, like he said, they might be fighting 9 rounds. And again, those 3 rounds that they're fighting, they're going all out. They, you know, there's no feeling out rounds or whatever. So, but on the other hand, but on the other hand, I mean, if you're fighting at professional ranks, again, you got to train for a 12-rounder. So you're probably actually sparring 15 rounds or maybe a little bit more than that. You're sparring all at 90% capacity, meaning you're conditioning your body to go into some harsh environments. You know, they're punching each other pretty hard in there, and that's why they always say no boxer goes into the ring 100%. They always got some ailment, you know, busted knuckle, shoulder, that type of stuff. So that takes its toll on the body. Where, you know, in amateur boxing, yeah, they spar hard, but it's also, especially at the highest level of Olympic boxing and all that. That's why I kind of dislike it. It's fencing. It's like, okay, let's limit the amount of punches I take from that guy. Not even punches, just taps. They're tapping each other. It's like I said, it's fencing, and it's very uneventful to watch.
They're definitely not hitting with as much force. It's almost like watching the Taekwondo where stop, win. You know what I mean? Versus guys are really trying to knock each other out when you're watching mixed martial arts. So you're still watching martial arts, but one's literally about just point scoring, and one is by winning by any means necessary within the rules that are set by the sport. So body shots, headshots, trying to knock someone out. Knockout is not really the main goal in amateur boxing. It's not necessarily in the pros either anymore, but it was at one point in time. That was the idea. I'm going to try and beat you up to win the fight. And the amateurs just isn't designed for that. Now, the Cuban amateur system versus the pro system, I can see them saying that based off the fact that there's someone, they're waking you up. You're going to be at the gym. You have to work out. You have to be here. You have to do that. You got a fight coming up. The state is telling them what to do. My mentor, who is of Cuban descent, said the reason why the Cubans usually don't have the long-term success in the pros is because no one's making them go to the gym anymore. They go when they go to the gym. They'll train hard for a while and they'll have some success and they'll make some really good money. But then when it's like, hey, you know what? If you don't come to the gym today, we're not forcing you. You know, this is America. It's a free country. You show up to the gym when you show up to the gym. As a professional trainer, I've got 6 other guys in my stable that I'm working with, not just you. So if you don't make it, I'm going to be working with these other guys that got fights coming up that I'm going to get paid to represent also. It's on you to show up to the gym. It's your responsibility. It's not ours to get you there. And by that aspect, I can see why a lot of Cubans would say that their amateur system is harder because the state's making them do it. It's their full-time job. They're always working. They're always training. They're always being woken up. If they don't have their own alarm clocks in their own houses to get them, then someone's coming by and knocking on their door going, come on, you got to be at the gym now. And this is the way it was explained to me. Now, I'm not saying this is literally the way it is, but, you know, my mentor told me that that's the way it was in Cuba because the state runs the program. So when you don't show up to the gym on time, you're late for work. And the pros just isn't like that.
Absolutely, man. It's. I mean, there is a certain degree of discipline because they take, you know, amateur boxing is more like a sport. That's why a lot of these Cubans and Eastern Europeans are more prone to, maybe quitting isn't the right word, but retiring in between rounds because, you know, if that going gets too rough, because for them it's still a sport. It's not like the stigma that it has here in North America and, you know, and Latin America where quitting, I mean, whoa, quitting, what the fuck are you doing? You know, in the professional ranks, boxing is seen as more than just a sport. It's a little bit above that, and quitting is a big no-no. Whereas, you know, in the beginning, when a lot of these Europeans and Cubans started going back into the pro ranks after almost 50 years of being forbidden from doing so, a lot of them would retire in between rounds. I mean, Rigondeaux, remember that he quit against Lomachenko? I was like, why did he quit? Did he ever say? I think he said injured hand, right? But I mean, we never saw any proof of it. Luis Ramirez recently, remember Otke Urkel, I think he quit against Cotto and it's like, well, it's just a fight. I mean, it's just a boxing match. Well, you know, what's wrong with that? So that mentality is changing now.
Yeah, let's hope
Vitaly against Chris Bird. You know, he hurt his shoulder. And now the thing about shoulder, you can't see a shoulder injury. So you don't know exactly and it's unlike the hip that's surrounded by a bone with lots of tendons and ligaments. The shoulder sits on its own with no bones attached to it, just straight. Like there's no socket it fits into like the knee and some of these others. So when a shoulder injury happens, we don't know how bad it is because it doesn't swell. You know, it's damaged and the person can feel it, but nobody else can get an idea of what it is. But he felt that if he would have kept going, his shoulder could have been further damaged, and he knew he was going to need it for the rest of his life, so he thought it wasn't worth the sacrifice of his shoulder. Okay, well, that's not the way Muhammad Ali fought. That's not the way Joe Louis fought. That's not the way Mike Tyson talked about when he was younger. When he had his eye swollen against Buster Douglas, he's like, you know what, I had this swollen eye, guess what, I had another one. You still fight until both of them are closed. I mean, that was the mentality of professional boxing, like you were saying. So, again, big difference between mentalities because one was, like you said, a sport, and one was a way of life.
Exactly. Yeah. They look at it different. Oh, sorry, Quinn, go ahead.
I was just saying, B-Day brought up the trend of Cuban boxers quitting when they get stuff. Let's hope David Morrell doesn't continue that trend, but yeah.
Well, I mean, I didn't say it was a trend. I just said that if I was saying a trend, it wasn't exclusive to Cubans. He was applying it to Eastern Europeans as well. Because a lot of them, when they started coming back in the 2010s, that's really when the wave started again. Some of them started retiring in between runs when the going got too tough. But I mean, Gamboa never quit. That guy would take a beating and just keep swinging for the fences. So
yeah, I think he's been down like double digits. Like he's been down like over 10 times already. Yeah,
it's got to be.
He turned pro at his peak. Also, though, I think that's what came up with him. And again, my mentor talked to me about him. Also, he said he's used to being everything handed to him because he was the golden star. in the amateur program. He's going to come here to the pros. He said he's also in his late 20s. He said you're going to see him like suddenly get stale real quick, especially if he doesn't stay active. And if we remember he had a little bit of that managerial difficulty right after he won his first title at featherweight. And then he started fighting a little bit less when he started going up towards 130. And the next thing we know, he's going the distance. I mean, given Crawford was the like that threshold that ruined him, but he was going the distance a little bit more. He was being challenged by fighters when they got bigger. He wasn't fighting quite as often. And of course, we don't know how many amateur fights he had. There's no record of that because he had so many. And so at the age of 30, he probably had maybe not Loma's record, but close to the same amount of fights Loma had. And then turns pro, starts to slow down, gets stale. You know, but the difference between him and the rest of them though is that he was a true fighter. He wasn't just an athlete that was doing it for a game. He really thought that he was a devastating fighter, and he fought that way.
Yeah, he had definitely had a lot of pride. Pride is what I think when I think of Gambo. That was a guy saying, I know who I am. I'm an Olympic gold medalist, and I know what I'm supposed to do. And then he almost like kind of got offended when he got challenged. And I think that's where his level of pride came in. You know, he gave as good as he got, which I can respect that. Which these other fighters just go ahead.
That's interesting right there about the Gamboa. That's a good example. He was a terror in the amateurs because of his blend of speed and reflexes. And he was able to play that fencing game very well. But you would see him fall apart in the pro ranks because he didn't know how to attack. He didn't know how to defend himself while attacking. When he ended up stepping up to the plate, he would get countered by guys who could take it to him. And I'm thinking, if amateur boxing is that much more difficult and these amateur standouts are that complete boxers, how come he couldn't attack without leaving his chin up in the air and dropping his hands? You know what I mean? So once you stretch things out above 3 rounds, and now you got to maintain that intensity afterwards. Some of these guys couldn't do that, and they fell apart.
But the Cubans aren't. That's not specifically just the Cuban former Eastern European fighters. I've mentioned these guys in the air before. Raul Marquez was a good example. He's a really good amateur. He was a very good 6-round fighter, and he did go 12 a time or two. But when it came time for being a dominant, prolonged 12-round fighter, he didn't have it. Neither did Enrique Sanchez. Neither did Ed Hobson. These were really good amateurs. So it's not specifically just to the amateurs itself. Some people just can't convert that other step to what's going to be demanded of them,
like
in the pros.
What about Kenny? Is he another one that could fall into that group of good amateurs that didn't really turn out in the pro?
I didn't hear you.
Kennedy McKinney.
McKinney? No, McKinney wasn't very good.
McKinney.
He was extremely. He does not fit in there at all. No.
Okay.
He wasn't except. Okay, so when we start talking about all-time greats that are like Hall of Fame and top 5 per division, no, he doesn't fall in that area. But he was a good fighter for 12 rounds. No matter. Don't forget how he won his title. He won his title late in the fight. He kept his power throughout a fight, whereas the aforementioned fighters I mentioned, like Raul Marquez and Enrique Sanchez, they didn't. They were good. They had really good power up till about the 6th round. After that, it's like going through the motions. Kennedy McKinney was a 12-round fighter.
Hey, Bucho, real quick. Sorry. Real quick. I think two things. One, can you write down "So Passive Life" says Benavidez by late stoppage? So passive. Okay. That's the guy, So passive. It's Benavidez, yeah. And real quick, just a shout out to Earl Stevens for his contribution via Buy Me a Coffee. Shout out to Earl Stevens. Shout out to Earl. And Earl says, okay, he says, I got Benavidez by Morrell not getting up from the stool. Blame it on communism. So he says communism is going to force Morrell to quit.
Hey, by the way,
you got it, Earl.
The referee, you know who it is?
No.
I'm gonna tell you. It's Thomas Taylor. He was the one who refereed Benavidez against Vosdik and Benavidez against Andrade, whatever his name is. Andrade. So I'm looking at a lot of his fights.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that the guy that looks like a cop?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, he's okay.
No?
Sometimes he'll get involved a little bit too much when he gives his instructions. Like, hey, I told you stay in the corner. What's the matter? Come on, man, stay in the corner. It's like he acts like a cop, man. I'm telling you, he's got the crew cut. He's got the demeanor of a cop. I don't know if I'm comfortable with that.
I'm gonna post a picture.
Hey, Boxing Chief, what?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go
ahead.
I was gonna say, would Howard Davis Jr. fall into like a disappointing professional compared to how great of an amateur he was, Howard Davis Jr.?
I mean, it doesn't quite fit what I was saying about the fact that he didn't have the ability to go the distance. But there was well, let's also face one other thing. If he would have fought anywhere other than Puerto Rico for his title shot, he might have actually won the title that night. But yeah, he clearly couldn't quite cross that amateur hump. He was a very good fighter, but again, the difference there is the fact that he was still a solid contender. Like Raul Marquez was only a contender because of his amateur status. Won a world title. The second he lost it, he was just a name. He fell off. He wasn't really. Whereas Howard Davis Jr. was a solid contender throughout his career, even despite the fact he couldn't win a title. You had your hands full with him that night. Like, you weren't going to wipe the floor with him and beat him one-sidedly and completely dominate him. So he made a good transition. He just didn't win a title. But that wasn't a bad question or a bad person to bring into that conversation, because someone could argue against me and make valid points that I'm wrong, that he didn't make the transition just because he didn't win a world title. But not winning a world title, to me, when I'm trying to make this statement on guys that don't cross over, isn't the threshold of being a great professional fighter. The threshold is like after a certain number of rounds, they just go through the motions. Howard Davis fought the distance all the way through to the best of his ability. It just wasn't enough ability to win in a very talented area of boxing during a very talented era. The difference is the fact that Marquez could not beat some of the upper echelon guys. And when he did fight and go the distance, you just saw after like maybe the 6 rounds, the number that's standing out most in my head, everything became somewhat predictable. Double jab, straight left. No body shots, head hunting, letting the guys grab and clutch, not fighting his way out of a clinch. Little things like that consummate pros know what to do. His combinations became repetitive. Everything was kind of the same. He was just a class ahead of all the people they put him in with till they got to the world-class level. And then the world-class fighters they fought exposed that. Mm-hmm. They exposed the fact that after so many rounds, he runs out of ideas. It's just like, okay, well, the fight's supposed to be over now. What do I do? It's an it factor that you can't explain. He just didn't quite have. He's great. He's really good fight, strong guy. Just didn't quite have that second it factor to make it as a consummate pro. Howard Davis did. He just fought in a very talent-ridden area where he could not beat those guys.
By the way, in the chat, Tony Boswell says that he put money on Morrell just because I hate Mirage. Guys, can you let me know what the odds are for this fight? I didn't check.
I'll see if I can find out.
Thank you. But yeah, so
I've been fighting.
Go ahead.
I've been fighting back against my Benavidez hate and wanting to be the contrarian to pick Morrell to win, but I think Benavidez wins the decision. But I'll be cheering for Morrell though.
So you're a Benavidez hater.
Benavidez hater. Yep. Absolutely. Can't stand that fake Mexican fuck.
Wait, you said Benavidez, but what's your prediction?
Like an 8-4 unanimous decision for Benavidez. I think a B-Day might have already got mine.
Oh, okay. Yes, he did.
It looks like, according to what I'm looking up right now, Benavidez is a -300, whereas Morrell comes in at a +240.
240? That's almost 2.5.
They're kind of close, though.
I don't understand betting. I'm just looking at what it says on the screen.
You double your money. And a little bit more for Morrell. 2.5 almost. Holy shit. I shouldn't do this. Nah, he can't win. Can he? Oh, fuck.
You see, that's such a question mark. Right? I haven't seen enough.
Nah. I'm not doing it. No, I have Benavidez. I don't think Morrell pulls it off. No.
No, I agree. I think the lights will be too bright for Morrell.
Mm-hmm. It's a big fight.
Like,
Yeah.
But also, I was just watching a couple of like the most recent fights. I usually like watch at least like the previous 2 fights of any fighter before they fight when I'm interested. And something that I've noticed from Benavidez, when he whooped what's his name, Andrade's ass, is that when they were like in close range, like clinching, actually he Andrade, I'm talking about, he was physically dominating him. Like he was actually moving him around. If Benavidez didn't release his punches, he was able to move him around. But my point is, Benavidez probably is not as physically imposing as what's his name, Morrell. Like Morrell probably is like stronger. But I still picking Benavidez. I'm gonna twist it, but that's something to look at because Benavidez is not really accustomed to fighting people either his size or as big as him. So that's something that, or strong as him, people that can move him. And that's something that he doesn't have in this fight, that imposing thing. But also, I'm gonna say this: like I've seen also Morrell's recent fights, and he gas out when he not get rid of his opponents in the early rounds, and he runs out of ideas. Also, like you can tell his experience is not kicking in like in the later rounds when he doesn't either hurts his opponents or he's not getting to his opponents.
By the way, Earl Stevens with a donation via Buy Me a Coffee. Guys, you can donate via Buy Me a Coffee link in the chat and description. Earl Stevens says, I got Benavidez by Morrell not getting up from the stool. Oh, he's going to quit. Well, maybe. Yeah, that's quitting. Blame it on communists. Oh, you read it. BD already read this one. Sorry. No, that was a funny one. But anyways, Severino, that's a good point. But you're picking Benavidez, obviously, right?
No, yeah, like don't get it twisted. I like Morrell. Like I think he's a good upcoming fighter, but there's a couple of things that I can see Benavidez breaking him. With all these, I'm trying to disrespect, but all these Cuban fighters that they take to break down after a while. I'm not trying to stereotype, but it's just like to be a common thing. With the trend, the guy who fought at 126, I forgot his name. That he just quit, and
fuck, BDA mentioned him earlier. Yeah, that guy.
His nickname is El Tren.
Yeah, he went blind. Apparently, he lost his eyesight.
Bro, like when I heard what he was saying, he was like, no, chico, oye, me dio en el ojo y ya yo no veo, chico.
Yo, guy, yeah, he was smiling as they're announcing. Who what's the other guy's name? The Mexican. Fuck, he's.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the winner. I forgot his name too. Anyways, as they're announcing, he's a winner. The Cuban smiling, Robesi Ramirez, right? He's smiling, and then I saw some pictures backstage. He's being taken out on a stretcher. I'm like, if he was that bad, how come you're smiling in the ring there, standing in the corner? Like, ha ha ha. And then he's on a stretcher.
He was about to be exiliado, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Spike in the chat says, broken eye by illegal elbows. That is the only way. Well, Cubans, that's what they're saying. They're very, very adamant. Claim that.
I think it's also like if they don't, if they don't go like their way like they used to be like in the amateurs, and also when you play a little dirty, you can take them out of the zone because they're like so well schooled, I guess. Like, if something out of like the boxing, rules happens, like they use, you can take them out of the game or something like that. Like you also can see like the Eastern European fighters get kind of sort of like that. Like you hit them low and all of a sudden, like, they stop fighting.
Yeah. It's part of the amateur system, I guess. I don't know. I feel
because they're accustomed to
really good at fighting dirty when things didn't go his way.
Yeah.
Yeah, once Ramirez realized this is going to be a long night, he said, fuck this, I'm out. He was not all 12 rounds.
By the way, guys, I want to remind you, anybody can join the show. Anybody. The link is in the description. I'm going to post the link in the chat. This is an open line show, so anybody can join. It will be here until the card begins. And what else? I was going to read a comment here. Somebody said about the gas tank. It's going to come down to who has the best gas tank. Fuck, I don't know who said that comment, but interesting. What do you guys think? Is that going to be a factor in this fight? Stamina?
It won't be for Morrell because when you're going 12 rounds in your third fight, you can go 12 rounds. And he's going 12 rounds more than once. Whether he can go 12 rounds in a hard, grueling physical fight, that's a different story. But he's got the stamina to go 12. So I guess it'd be more.
I think so.
Can Benavidez go 12 at 175?
Another thing is, well, I don't know how hard he can hit at 175, but both of these dudes that coming up from the same weight class won't be really relevant. But also, Morrell can cut. I was about to say David. Morrell can cut him with something, and then the early rounds, like he can crack him like real quick because Benavidez tends to like take the early rounds off, and he also like to score up in front of his opponents, or like just like crosswalk sometimes. And he can can get hit out of balance, aka when he got knocked down against Garrell, I think was his name. Cause he wasn't hurt, he just got hit out of balance. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's something like to watch out too.
We'll keep.
You're talking about that's true.
Yeah. Like when he knocked down Benavidez, it wasn't because he hurt Benavidez. It was more of like I hit you just right when you were stepping in.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Lopez says 50-50 fight. To be honest, Matador says that train got derailed. Sorry. Life Logic says Morrell is still very inexperienced. Interesting. We have Gonzalo here. Gonzalo, are you there?
Hey, how's it going, Bucho?
What's
how's
up,
it
man?
going, guys?
So you decided to not go to the fight, right?
Yeah, it's too cold, man, and I don't want to go there by myself.
For people who don't know, Gonzalo is right now in Las Vegas. He's 20 minutes away, I think. Are you 20 minutes away from them?
Shit.
Yeah, about 30 minutes away.
All right. It's too cold for you.
I don't want to be there by myself, then.
No, I get it.
I think I will watch it better here. I put some money down for the fight.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah, so, the reason that I put money down for Benavidez to win by decision, and of course I picked him here on the BDA, is because you guys were mentioning, okay, he hasn't knocked out, who has he fought at 75? Vostik, but he didn't also knock out Caleb Plant. I'm not saying that the guy does not have punching power because he's big dude, obviously. Look, he does. He knocked out Andre and many others. But it's based off of accumulation. And in regards to him not knocking out Morrell, it's because Morrell got something that will keep David Benavidez honest, and that's punching power. If David Benavidez tries to take him out with a combination and he gets greedy, he's going to get countered back. So that's going to make him not want to throw 10, 15 punches at a time, because the more you remain in the kitchen, something's going to come back at you. So basically with David Benavidez, he wants to land combinations, but he wants to also get in and out, not always remain attacking, especially at the end of his combination when he's kind of tired of throwing all those punches. He's going to be susceptible to getting hurt. Right, so that I'm not saying he's going to lose. I'm picking him to win, but by decision. And at the same time, I think that also Morrell, he drops him or something, but he gets up.
Yeah, you said twice on top of that, I think. But
it's hard to tell, but yeah.
You might be right. Tony Boswell, thank you for your super chat. Thank you for your super chat, Tony Boswell, $10. He says, thanks for always letting me show up, half rocked, and not kicking me off. All right, didn't even know. But thank you for your support, Tony Boswell. Always appreciate it, man. Enjoy your night. Guys, better get some drinks here. I'm drinking a Bloody Caesar that I made, but I think I missed some ingredients because it's not that good. But anyways, we have Don Madrazos in the house as well. Don Madrazos, welcome.
Hold on, fellas.
What's up?
What on, Madrazos?
Wait, hold on, guys. Man? For people who are on Discord, did you give us your predictions? Who didn't give us your prediction? I think Severino, you didn't give us your prediction, and Don Madrazo. So I'm going to start with Severino. Go ahead.
I got Benavidez by decision or by robbery.
What?
Yeah, I have him by decision or robbery. He's gonna win either way, but
okay. Whoa, robbery.
Yeah, like if he goes to a decision, I think.
Yeah. So do you think Morrell can win the fight? Like,
I have it like 55-45.
Gee, okay.
Because the thing is, I think Morrell knows that he's not like, the niño lindo en la casa. So like he has to like put a little more effort. So I think he knows he has to get rid of Benavidez, because if he gets to like some, to the cards, even if goes to a nasty decision, he's gonna give it to Benavidez, because Benavidez has like the better storyline like as of right now.
No, of course.
Unless
yeah. Well, I hope
the thing
he
is,
comes in knowing that though. That he has. Yeah.
But also there's a caveat though, because the thing is like the move he's trying to do, I don't really think it's gonna make like the most sense, because he's trying to like avoid fighting the winner of Vivo and Benavidez and trying to go all the way up to cruiserweight. So is it like either a telltale sign of like you're still struggling to make the weight, or like you just get a shit of getting your ass whooped by one of them all Russians?
Right. All right.
But
yeah.
Well, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna go finish your point, and then we'll move on to another prediction.
No, I just want about to say like even him going to cruiserweight, is not gonna make things better, because Soto is got nasty all of a sudden at cruiserweight. All of a sudden he does pivots and shuffles just like Lomachenko all of a sudden. So and he's gonna be like prodding more at heavyweight. So I don't really think he's gonna be comfortable for him. So like his plans are really musty. So like probably the PVC is gonna change their ways and be like, well, this guy's just starting. If he beats Benavidez, it's like a really nice naming his resume who he is feeding like bombs until like he becomes some type of Cuban Tank Davis or some shit, or he learns English or some shit.
Yeah, I don't know about the Cuban fan base, how supportive they are, how much money the BBC could make, but yeah, that's
no. But you see, like he already had like big chains and stuff, so he already like going to like the young people. You know what I mean? Like he already have like that really like that rapper look. Like we shades indoors and shit like that.
Yeah, he might have some appeal, and depending on if he would win by knockout, then that would definitely help his brand. But we'll see. Okay, let's move on to more predictions here before we. Don Madrazos, you want to go in your prediction?
Yeah, both guys are PBC, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, and I think that Morrell has better movement. I think Morrell could sustain better movement than Plant could. I don't know about his chin. But I think that they're both in-house fighters, might be controversial, might be close, and depending on how well it does, there's room for a rematch, so they might do a part 2. But I don't see David knocking this guy out. He's not like a world beater, but if Morrell could sustain the movement throughout the fight, I think he could evade the shots because he's out there to get hit. He's not going to just stand there. So that part of Benavidez's power is from guys really being more stationary. Like Plant, after you saw what happened to Plant, he was mobile after the 5th round. He slowed down, and then in the 7th round, he was basically a hitting target. So if Morrell could sustain the movement and cut angles and give him a little more fury, I think that it's going to be close. A little closer than people think.
Prediction.
So I'm still going with Benavidez. I'm still going with Benavidez by decision. But I don't know if it's going to be UD. It might be majority.
All right.
Yeah. The only thing, I'm picking Benavidez as well, but the only thing, because I was listening to Un Round Más in Spanish with Marco Antonio Barrera. He had Morrell as a guest, and Morrell said that their plan is not to move a lot. Well, Barrera wanted to ask him more, like, hey, well, what are you going to do in there? And he kind of said, well, I kind of can't say that, but I will say this. He said, I don't plan on moving a lot. And that kind of makes sense because he's got power. He's not like a Caleb Plant that doesn't have the power and needs to use the legs all the time. Right? Because the less you move also, the less he gets tired too. And the more he can focus on throwing a power shot to keep David Benavidez honest.
That's what happened to Plant, Gonzalo. That's what Plant did. He said he was wrong. He was moving too much. That takes away from your fucking stuff. You gotta say your ground.
Honest enough. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Finish.
No. And just honest enough for David not to go for the 10-punch combo, right?
No.
So that's all I'm saying.
But the referee...
Who has stood up to Benavidez?
Oh, so far, the only one I can think of was Gavril kind of fought him in the first fight and he dropped him like with Severino brought up earlier. He dropped him with an off-balance shot, but he came forward that whole fight. In the second time around, Benavidez outboxed. But so far, no one has done that.
I think Andrade tried to like stand up to him because I think he probably like saw a couple of things, but it was like a little bit too late. Let me see. Because the thing is, it's not like he's like this scary like guy in the ring. Just like people like eventually get tired and like this dude giving you punches and like pulling back, and he has a really underrated defense. Benavidez, I'm talking about. I think only a couple of guys. Yeah, I would say Plant in the early rounds.
Yes.
Yeah, Plant in the early rounds because he was whooping his ass in the early rounds. And Plant has a really underrated pop. He actually has a really good pop in his punches. When he has to with his hooks and his straight punches really crisp, like he actually can hurt you. Andrade for a couple of rounds, but it wasn't much until he started getting his ass whooped. Davis, Carl Davis, he actually put him in to the ropes, put Benavidez to the ropes. Guerrero, there's been a couple of guys that it just they eventually surrendered to all the mirage of punches that this dude brings, and the psychotic smile.
Yeah, if they can. Go ahead, Don.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, when do you guys think Morrell is gonna exchange with Benavidez? When I think Benavidez is the quicker guy, not at the beginning, right? Probably in the middle or towards the end of it when Benavidez is
3 rounds, man.
No, in the combinations, in the flurry. I would say I would allow Benavidez to get his shit off, like get his combos. That way, when he's hitting like gloves and fucking, when you hit a heavy bag, when are you gonna get tired? After you're done throwing punches, like for a minute, right? You're gonna get tired. You want to take a break. So in other words, when he gets his combos off, I would let him get off first, and then when he's tired to the tail end of his combination, I would pop him back with the counter.
I know what you're saying. So like you're gonna throw his combination when he's resting, right? When he's taking like a breather.
When Benavidez is like at the end of his combinations probably won't have the same zip, and that's when he's gonna be a little bit more tired, a little bit more vulnerable to getting hurt. Because he exhaled all that air.
Control the pace of the fight. He has to control the pace of the fight. This is what happens when you start running around. You're allowing the other guy to control take a breather, do whatever he fucking wants. No, you control the pace. I'm sure
with the power, no Morrell.
Handle it. Yeah, exactly. Morrell should control the fucking pace of the fight.
With the power, and that's I just keep mentioning that because I put money down, and that's why I think it goes decision.
Just to answer your question, I think Morrell, I think he's gonna jump on Benavidez from the jump. I think he's going to do it from the jump.
I disagree. I disagree.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you could tell like by watching some of the press conference that he's conscious of that guy compared to the other fighters that he's fought. I think he might fight a little safer than usual.
Yeah, that's a possibility. He can take that path as well. I don't think it's going to work out because we've seen Plant do the same shit later on.
Yeah, and then Morrell, he's got kind of an ego, so I think he might get overzealous at times. If anything, I think it's going to be backwards.
I agree. Also, it could be like Morrell also could take the Bostick approach, just in like a more aggressive manner, because Bostick was actually putting him into the ropes and actually hurt him a couple of times. If you ask me, because he got to a point like Benavidez was actually thinking about getting in close range with Bostick to avoid being his jab.
Yeah, that's all.
It looks like.
Look, listen. Not only is Morrell a power puncher, because I think he crippled or he did something to like a Russian dude or Kazakhstani. He put him in the hospital. This is what I'm saying. He's not only a power puncher. He weighs 175. He's a natural light heavyweight. And remember because I just saw the Bostick fight. You know what David Benavidez said after the fight? Well, you got to be careful because these guys hit a little harder than at 168. He said that out of his mouth. It's true. Not only is he fighting a power puncher, he's fighting a 75-pounder.
Gonzalo, but the thing about Morrell is that he doesn't have enough body of work for me to do an adequate eye test, because who has he fought with a tough chin that he's wobbled or weakened or fucked up, really? Like, we've seen we've seen Benavidez go up against guys that, like, an old MU. Okay, that doesn't really count. What's his name? Andrade. He doesn't really count because he never fought anybody anyway, and he got dropped by a journeyman. So right now,
that's interesting.
Vosnik didn't even get touched, dude. Like, Vosnik never got wobbled. None of the combinations slowed him down.
Madrasos, to your point, also, like, if you pay attention, that you see Benavidez wasn't physically imposing over Boschted. That's why, like, he was more hesitant to, like, jump into this dude. Like, his body punching was getting blocked by the elbows and shit. It's just like, I don't see Morrell. I just don't see Morrell with that tight guard, you know.
With that tight guard, yeah. But you know what? He's got more movement than Vosnik did. Vosnik didn't have that kind of movement. He's older, yet tougher. I think but I don't know. Still, the jury's out on Morrell, in my opinion. So I can't really.
I get you.
I haven't seen him fight. I haven't seen him fight anybody like substantial yet. So this is going to be the first thing.
Well, to beat volume. Go ahead.
Madrazos. This is the thing. This often, like, these type of questions arise, like, when there's a fighter that you never seen fight nobody, and, like, okay, while the other guy, you have seen them in there with a few guys, but when you don't know, especially when you got to think, like, this guy's undefeated. Okay, so, like, when you don't know if he can or can't, we cannot say absolutely, you know, he doesn't have it in him to go. He might or he might not. But, you know, like you mentioned Andrade. We know that Andrade was like a notorious ducker, and you could always, like, tell that he didn't want to, like, do anything with his career because he didn't want to take that last step.
Yeah,
because he was always scared to lose. This guy's younger. This guy's only got 11 fights. Now he's, you know, this guy, like, he wants to fight the big names, and he is in a tough fight. Okay, maybe for the first time, but we can't say because we haven't seen him fight anybody that he cannot compete or beat other guys. I'm just saying, like you said, the jury's still out, but he's got the intangibles because he's in the series. He's put a dude in the hospital. He's got power. He's a Cuban, so he got to see fight like 300 times.
I mean, also,
like that.
He's been chasing Benavidez with the same intensity that Benavidez been chasing Canelo. Like, he's been chasing this guy for a while.
But the thing is, his power might be overrated because I was checking some of the stats, and half the guys that he's fought have already either been stopped or were stopped after they fought him.
No, you're right. And just to add to your point, the only guy that was previously stopped by Benavidez, what was his name? The Serbian Cholo. He Kolasik. He he went 12 rounds with that guy. I get it was his first fight at 175, but you couldn't put it down on that dude.
It wasn't an easy fight. I mean, he won, but
Yeah, and then there was a guy that he didn't stop, end up getting stopped. I could find the link and tell you what I mean.
It's just funny, right? They both fight Beterbiev's leftovers. Beterbiev, stopped both Vosnik and Kalajdzic, and they both went the distance with his leftovers, pretty much. It's going to show you the level difference, right, between Beterbiev and these next guys that are supposed to be pushed up to the mountaintop with Morrell and Benavidez.
Like that Kazakhstani dude that he fought, this is all I can say. The dudes from Eastern Europe, they come here like as migrants. So the dudes want to like remain here. They want to do good for them and their families, so they're tough. And maybe he wasn't the greatest boxer, but I don't think I would take one of those guys as being like weak, just in general, like the guy that he put in the hospital. So obviously he can fucking punch, because the other guy didn't want to quit.
Yeah,
so he didn't want to quit, but still he was too hurt.
The odds are Morrell is an underdog to 2.5 underdog, so they're not really giving him that much of a chance. Are they wrong? Are they right?
Well, when Morrell fought Kalajdzic, he wasn't throwing a lot of punches, and neither was Kalajdzic. Kalajdzic was fighting like Mayweather, pop shot in between, moving, pop shot in between, one and twos. But still Morrell won the majority of the rounds, but it was close. But the corner was telling him, they were telling Morrell, hey, you need to let your hands go, because you're like inactive like for a minute or two in the rounds, and you're not doing much of anything. So you're leaving the rounds up for grabs. And now in comparison to Benavidez is a whirlwind. He throws many, many punches. So to Bucho's question, they're not giving him much of a chance. When it comes to like, let's say it goes to decision, let's discard the fact that anybody gets knocked out. Benavidez wins because he's gonna throw way more punches, and he's gonna win the rounds by virtue of just landing more and letting his hand
These
go.
casinos are not in the money losing business, so they know. And you're right. If it goes to a decision, I mean, who's gonna win, right? So
And that goes like like one thing about Kalajdzic, he's other than Beterbiev, he's a really hard guy to cut the ring off, and we know Beterbiev is like the best in the business at doing that right now. So Morrell obviously can't cut the ring off like Beterbiev. Kalajdzic is a spoiler; he's there to make you look bad, even if you are the favorite. That's not something that Benavidez is going there to do. He's going to be right there for opportunities for Morrell to get some punches off. Now, can he get his Benavidez respect? Well, that's going to be the question because Benavidez is a volume puncher. And one thing you want to do to beat a volume puncher, you want to make sure they keep their hands at home if they respect your power, or they don't want to get caught in between shots. Now, can he do that? That's yet to be seen. I don't think he can, and that's why I got Benavidez as winning a decision. But I do think he will be tough enough to go the full 12 rounds.
Oh, yeah, and another thing, to your point, you know what also? Like Benavidez, now, before he used to have to make 168. Now he can add on 7 extra pounds before the fight, and how many pounds can he add on after the weigh-in? So not only can compared to when he was fighting at 68, he's coming around 15 to 20 pounds bigger now than he was before. So that's going to give him the ability to take because he's also a big guy too, Morrell, but David Benavidez is too. Whether by fat or by whatever, he's going to absorb the shots too because he's bigger now.
Yeah, we were looking at
more water around his brain. He's got more water around his to protect his brain and stuff. He's more hydrated.
Yeah, both of them looked like they were having a hard time walking to their the ceremonial weigh-in. Like, he had Morrell, he was like on his trainers, like he was leaning against his trainer while walking, and Benavidez was in like a full hoodie. So both of them looked like they didn't have the best weight cut, which is hilarious because they just moved up not too long ago.
Yeah. That's weird because sometimes that happens. Fighters move up and then they're struggling to make the other weights. Like Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, because they've been basically cheating for a long time, cheating their bodies.
Yep.
Hey guys, people are talking about the undercard. We forget, so we have the rematch Figueroa against Fulton. I don't think anybody's picking Fulton. From what I've seen, I don't know about you guys. What do you guys think about that fight?
I think that now that Fulton's lost, he's lost the O, and, Americans, the O, that the whole X factor, he's going to be the next big American super, that's gone. So we basically had the exact same fight we had the first time. A lot of people thought Figueroa won, but they gave it to Fulton because of that, the fact that Fulton was undefeated. But if you have the same carbon copy fight, you might have it to where now the judges will say, okay, let's give it to the other guy. I didn't want to touch that fight when I bet. I was like, no, it's just too, for me, I bet on Jose Benavidez Jr., David's brother, Isaac Cruz, and Jesus Ramos. Jesus Ramos and Isaac by knockout, and just Jose Benavidez Jr. to win. Because I don't know who his opponent is, but obviously he's in the undercard of his brother, so he's probably facing that cherry pick, and he's going to win the fight. No brother wants to go in there seeing that their bigger brother lost, so I picked him, Isaac Cruz, and Jesus Ramos by knockout, and like I said, Morrell by decision. Correction, Benavidez by decision.
All right. What else are people saying here? By the way, guys, anybody can join the Discord. It's an open lines show. Don't be shy. And what else? Hit the like button. Come on, how many likes do we have here? I think I'm gonna be disappointed here. We have 55 likes and we have 135 people watching. Come on, guys, hit that like button. Let's get to 100. We can get to 100. We have 132 people watching. 132. Hit that fucking like or I'm ending the show. I'm not even joking. All right. What else? Yeah, the undercard, Isaac Cruz. Nobody cares about that fight.
I say Cruz has been getting a few paychecks lately. Like he's been active.
Why do you think?
No, because the thing is, he haven't. When was the last fight when he fought? What's his name? Rayo, yeah, and before that he fought
Rolly.
Rolly. Like he's been Rolly, Rayo.
And you know why? I asked you a question because
Luke.
I'm going to tell you why. They the PBC wants to make you believe that this guy's some sort of fucking star, some superstar, some Mexican superstar. He's not. Why did he become famous?
He's only a star because he went the distance with Tank.
Exactly.
Too.
That's and then they build up on that. They try to build up on that shit, you know. But he's not that guy.
What about
you
the
gotta
part that he
remember
got robbed?
you gotta remember he's part of that PVC code. You know, whatever little you do, like they're gonna make it up like you're the superstar or whatever. Like you
Exactly.
on a hip hop video or whatever.
That's why that's why I question this fight too, because it's like they're both PBC fighters, and this is the most, I think, talked about fight with boxing fans, like the more hardcore, because a lot of casuals don't know who Benavidez is anyway. But so I don't know how it's going to go if it's close. Like they might set it up for a rematch just to make more money, because they don't have anybody over there. They don't have any star. They have Canelo, but Canelo's what? He's going to go with Turkey now, and I don't know that they have anybody that has any drawing power. They didn't do a double header with like Gervonta and this guy like they did last time, and that didn't do well at all. I was kind of surprised. I thought it would have done better.
Come on, Mirage, join the panel. I know you want to.
It didn't do so well. Neither guy. Oh my God. Yeah, that guy is a troll. He's just. I don't even think he cares about this shit. He's just a troll. But I feel that that this might be controversial in a way if there's no knockout. I don't think there's going to be a knockout. But we'll see, man. I don't know. If it's a good fight, then hell yeah, I'd like to see part 2. But if it's just, I don't know. Like somebody made the point that Benavidez might steal the rounds because he does a lot of that shoe shining, and I agree. But then again, Morrell might have more movement, and if he feels the power that he doesn't like, he'll get on his bike and won't allow David to plant his feet and settle in with those punches. So we'll see how it goes.
Yep. Agree. We have Vessel here. What's up?
Yo, what's up? First time joining. I just want to say something.
Go ahead.
I really think Benavidez is the guy. He really is the guy.
He's the guy.
Yeah.
He's the real deal.
What does that mean? Yeah.
By any chance, do you like the way cocaine smells?
I do.
That's fair, I guess.
You sound like Mirage's son.
These guys, I noticed that. I noticed that these guys really don't like each other, and I think also, you know what? That tells me that David Benavidez is a little shook too. He's a little shook.
He does look scared. Is that weird? Is that weird?
Yeah,
saying
no,
he does look scared?
I noticed it.
Yeah, same here. I don't know why. It's a little
Who
awkward.
looks scared?
Yeah.
Benavidez is very emotional.
Yeah,
Benavidez,
I wouldn't say scared, but he looks more agitated. Like he's trying to scare Morrell and it's not working. But I mean,
so why would you want to waste your energy doing that if you know the other guy's not scared of you, because he's just not. He's just a fighter also.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it can also be a double-edged sword. It does seem like Morrell has like an ego, so he should be conscious with David.
Why are you being such a Benavidez?
He mentioned that.
What's going on here?
Well, he did mention that in the Un Round Mas with Barrera. He says, David Benavidez, this is Morrell, he's talking to Barrera. He said, well, David Benavidez is no one to take lightly. He understands that. I actually respected that when he said that.
Well, that's good. He's not a retard.
Morrell is carrying it a little better. He seems a little more confident. Even like he compares his body to David's. Like, just it's a subtle thing where he'll do a waving motion at his stomach. When they did that face off, he looked really saggy, like a bag of brown milk. Terrible. And it was awful. He looked like a greasy, he looked saggy, greasy, and hairy. He looked like shit. And yeah, he looks saggy, dude. And it's like Morrell just looks solid. And I don't know. He seems to be a little bit more confident than David Benavidez, but it could be that David's mind tricks or whatever he's trying to do, his tactics aren't really working with him. So, yeah.
I think that's what it is. He's trying to scare Morrell and it's not working out. Now, is that going to play a factor in the fight? I don't think so. I don't think these mind games are doing anything.
You don't think he comes in there with like pure anger and then he runs into something, perhaps? Benavidez? Because when you look at that plant fight, it took him a while to settle it, and he had to kind of like calm down a little bit because it wasn't working for him.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, in that plant fight, he was fighting dirty, and the referee kept saving him multiple times.
Nice.
But
what I was trying to get at is that I don't think Morrell has those same instincts to be a Muay Thai fighter. You got my drift.
Yeah. Yeah, but if the other guy can't crack with every punch like Caleb Plant, especially when he's getting tired, it's much more like possible to do so, like David Benavidez was doing to Plant in the 8th round, where I'm just gonna go in there and overwhelm him because this guy can't knock me out. But with Morrell, he's always got to fucking be careful, because he's gonna use, especially you throw 10, you're tired, he throws one. That one that he's gonna throw is gonna be like times 3 that from the 10 punches that you're throwing one punch apart. This is gonna be like a power punch. So that's why. I mean, you can't just chase him thinking, I'm gonna swallow him up alive. No, this is not Caleb Plant. He cracks.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see how hard Morrell can crack, because like I said, the whole elite fighter thing, I haven't seen him anything to justify the calling him a power puncher yet. But that's going to be interesting, because if he does manage to crack David and David kind of backs down, we're going to see him slow down in activity.
Exactly.
And he's going to be very hesitant to punch, which is going to leave Morrell. I don't know. He might want to seize the moment and take a risk and start moving and punching. And if he does, he might get met with something. So it's still going to be a good fight. That's why I think this fight's going to be great, because of the power dynamic. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't be surprised if both guys get dropped. But the question is, will there be a UK stoppage, assuming someone gets dropped and the referee counting?
No, I mean, it's a PBC fight. I don't know. Anything can happen.
It's common there. That's the thing. Yeah.
It's true. Anything can happen.
Yeah, like a bit hurts Morrell with something, then he starts throwing those 10,000 uppercuts in a row. I can see the referees saying, stop, you're gonna kill him, stupid shit like that. Not giving Morrell a chance to weather the storm at all. But I don't think the PBC would be in Benavidez's pocket over a random Cuban fighter that they signed.
I think Morrell's gonna get dropped on the card, and I think he'll drop Benavidez, and it'll be like a split decision win for Benavidez. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
I think Benavidez a gun show as soon as he gets hurt.
I agree with that, because it's going to be a majority or split, some kind of controversial win.
I also agree.
That's what
I think Benavidez will go down in this fight. I think he'll go down in this fight for sure.
You think he's going to get dropped?
Yeah, the way he was looking kind of crazy the second half against Vojnik, and he's fighting guys his size now, so he can't really out-bully his opponents anymore.
That's true.
And he's very square, and he's a volume arm puncher, and so the power differential, I think, is quite significant between the two. Fighting southpaw as well, I think it's being square like that. I think it's going to be a tricky night for Benavidez, but I expect Morrell to get dropped on the cards for sure.
Yeah, because who's southpaw? Morrell is a southpaw?
Yeah,
that's interesting, because in the interview that I saw, Barrera asked Morrell, "Are you naturally southpaw?" And he says, no, I'm right-handed. But when I started boxing, my coach told me to stand in a boxing stance. And he said that it was natural thing to just stand and do without knowing it's just go lefty. He stood lefty. So the coach said, okay, well, let's just keep it like that if you feel comfortable. But now he's been working on the right hand as well from that position. But in other words, I'm saying this to say that he's got power with that jab hand, with the right hand. Yeah, he's a right-hander naturally. Because everything, all the menial tasks he does in his life is as a righty. He used to play baseball and things like that, so his right is also developed. But then he's boxing, so now he's a southpaw too. He got power with the two hands.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of guys, though, even if they're right-handed, they'll like to have their right side forward. I guess it's just like my stronger hand is closer to you, and it doesn't have to travel as far as the distance as if I was a natural lefty. It would have to obviously come across my whole body. But yeah, I see that a lot. Even for left-handers, I like to have their left forward so they'll be orthodox.
Does anyone know what time the ring walk is, by any chance?
No idea.
I'll take a guess. Maybe like 8:30ish.
Eastern
Pacific
or
time.
Pacific time?
Pacific. Yeah.
Alright, cool.
8ish. Anywhere between 8 to like 9. I would assume like 8:15. If I had a bet money on it.
Yeah, that's like 4:30 UK time. Alright, cool.
Hey guys, just quickly, we have a donation via Buy Me a Coffee, link in the description in the chat. It was a donation by Life and Logic. Thank you for that. $5. He says, the time is now. Mexico versus Cuba. All right. We're approaching the fight in about 2 hours now.
Mexico versus Cuba.
Yeah, I don't know.
I will say this. I do like this about the PVC, at least from the cards that I've watched, like in the last 2 years. There's no breaks in between, right? They say, okay, we're gonna have these 4 fights in the main card, and it's like back to back to back. There's no intervals.
Oh, I have a question for you, Gonzalo. Now, you said that you personally know, or you know of Angel Fierro, the guy that Cruz is fighting. What do you think about that fight?
Well, I mean, he's older now, and I don't think he's got the stamina. And he's being brought in here as an opponent for Isaac Cruz. But correct me if I'm wrong. Does Angel Fierro have a belt? I think he's champion, or I don't know if he moved up, because if he didn't, I know Pitbull Cruz moved up. Or is he fighting at 35 this fight? Because I believe Angel Fierro had a belt at 35.
No, this is
I think he's fighting at 140. Yeah, 140.
Okay, so why would they bring? But that's kind of like I'm curious about that, or because I was thinking that if he's fighting a guy like Angel Fierro that is not really popular, it would be for like a belt, because he's got something that he could use as leverage and for future fights. Or maybe Angel Fierro had a belt at 140. I'm not sure. Or he still does, and that's why.
Right? Isn't that a WBA or something? It's a WBA ranking fight, right?
So it's for a belt, right? So he's being brought in. So
like mandatory, I think. Mandatory.
Mandatory. Well, is Angel Fierro a champion? That's my question.
No, Rayo's the WBA champion, I think, at 140, right? It's a WBA ranking fight, I think.
I think. Well, anyways, never mind. I just thought he had a belt.
I think the pecking order at 140 is being like all scrambled up since like Ramirez has lost. Then a couple of more guys that were like in the same rankings. Like it's being all over the place. And since the Tank Davis is not really fighting anybody, they have to play. They have to fight for that. Those baby belts.
So, question here at the weigh-in. They both weighed the same. Does Morrell look a little taller, or he just looks more solid, right? So when they rehydrate, who do you think is going to rehydrate better because he's got more solid mass? David Benavidez is soft, so he's going to just probably. I have no idea like how to gauge this.
I didn't think Benavidez looked good on the scales. In all honesty, I thought you could tell by his face. His face looked a bit.
He looked a little sucked in, right? But he was still saggy.
Yeah, his face is sucked in. But his body.
I don't really think Benavidez is like one of those guys who like to like really blow up in weight like after fights. I mean after weigh-ins. I think he just get like whatever he can get, and that's what it is. Or like he has like a like a standard weight or something. Because I don't really think it's really convenient, like for his fight style, to be carrying all that water and weight.
I don't see it as a problem. Look, because when you're rehydrating, it's not like he's gonna rehydrate muscle. Both guys, even if Morrell looks like more fit and more solid, when he adds on the weight, he's basically the same guy that he is now muscle-wise. It's just water weight. But when you're bigger, you're gonna look more. You're gonna look like it is, like you're fucking, like you're all muscular and stuff. But no, basically you're the same. They're just throwing on water, both guys. And in regards to the Benavidez, I think the water doesn't hurt him because he's so loose and relaxed with the limbs. He's elastic, that's why he throws a lot of punches, but he's not being bumped down by the stiffness.
A lot of that has to do with the fact that he doesn't move his legs much. Like, he's very stationary, and he moves the top part of his torso, like up from his upper torso. That's all he really moves. Look at his legs; they're skinny, and Benavidez, they're skinny, and he stays in place. He doesn't really move.
I mean, because he's long, he's got range, but he can cover ground if you want. Remember when he walked on the what is it? The Canadian guy, or what's his name? The guy that can hit hard that fought Golovkin. Lemieux. When he knocked out Lemieux, he covered like half a ring with like 3 steps. Which is what I'm saying. He's got length.
Yeah,
when you got length,
a guy that's
equal. But when you got length and you're fighting shorter guys, he's using his length because he doesn't want to re-gauge his position because he's got the distance down, and that's enough. There's no need to move back and forth when you've got the longer arms and you got your distance down to punch your opponent where your opponent is at. But with
he's fighting a bigger guy now, right?
The question is he's fighting a bigger guy. He's fighting a bigger guy. He had the advantage at 168 for all that time, which is astonishing because he squandered that chance to be undisputed there. But he's now fighting guys that are as big as him, so it might force him to have to move now. He's gonna probably have to move. And with Wozniak, I saw him move a little bit more and try to just throw his whole weight behind those punches, and it just didn't move Wozniak at all.
Yeah, and he was sitting on the ropes quite a lot towards the end of that fight as well, if you remember.
He might be
tired.
Benavidez said he had an injury during that fight. Do you guys believe that?
Yeah, but every fighter has an injury in every fight.
Everybody has an injury.
Common.
He was fighting a 38-year-old guy with multiple injuries, lifelong injuries already going into that fight. And David, and we're supposed to feel bad for David.
David looked. I think he looked pretty bad, genuinely.
And I broke my pinky thumb, and my nails hurt.
And just to add to your point, like just as I mentioned earlier too, also he wasn't physically imposing against Boschtik. Like you can tell like Boschtik actually can like move him with his punches. Like he can move Benavidez with his punches because you can see Benavidez after a while like just leaning on the ropes, kind of tired because he was actually dealing with something.
Se cansó.
Yeah, when going back to that Bosniak fight to Severino's point, there was times in there where Benavidez kind of had to move his head a little bit. He couldn't rely on that textbook high guard because Bosniak's punches were strong enough to break through it, and he looked very stiff and he would move his waist. When he's fighting these smaller guys, all he has to do is shield up with the textbook high guard, and they can't penetrate. They just don't have the weight, they don't have the power to penetrate through his guard. And he's not getting hurt by anything, so he's not worried. These bigger guys, they're punching through that guard and getting to him. So he's throwing it on the arm. They're getting to the side of his
and
they're getting to his temple. And we're out to see against side.
Yeah, the stamina issues. I mean, that sounds like that looked like a bad weight cut to me, and I think that's what's going to be the case again. Like when I saw him on the scales, I think it's a bad weight cut he's had, but we'll see.
And it also comes with the territory that like a volume puncher, whether he's got great stamina or not, he's going to end up getting tired regardless because he's always going to throw, and if he's not tired, he'll continue throwing until he is tired. But that's the thing with Benavidez when he's like somebody mentioned that now he's fighting guys his own size. You could tell he gets a little like, he gets tired of his mind. Dude, I'm throwing everything at this guy and I'm not hurting him. Let me just throw more. And when he does that, the power starts minimizing. So if you didn't do it in the beginning, you're probably not going to do it later. Yeah, you might do it later by accumulation. But if you landed your best punch on your opponent like Wozniak and you didn't get him out of there, when referring to this fight against Morrell's going to be, dude, I took everything that this guy had to throw. Yes, he's letting his hands go, but he's not hurting me. So David Benavidez got to be aware of that. Yes, keep trying, but there comes a point to where, like, remember when Canelo's corner told him, "Hey, don't try to knock him out because you can't," you know, kind of like that.
Yeah. And Morrell's, I think Morrell's a bit more of a sharpshooter as well. So if David, like I said, if David gets caught square, it could be problematic for him if he's square and tired.
I can see
that's why I think he'll get dropped.
being caught square towards the end of the fight because he just keeps throwing.
Because he was crossing his feet against Vazdik as well towards the end, and you know that's
true.
That's a cardinal sin, right?
Yeah, listen, that fight did not look good. He didn't look good in that fight. He looked sloppy. He looked tired. He looked like he was punching with all his might. He was really trying, and when he was landing those punches flush, Vazdik just kept stepping forward, and it was like, this guy is not a monster. Maybe at 168.
Then again, he's got Heredia back in the corner, right? So stamina may magically reappear, right? Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot about that. I totally forgot about that. He's got that memo.
Heredia.
I totally forgot about that. That's that's probably his ace in the hole right there. That might whatever cocktail he's taking or whatever therapy working out.
Yeah, they're all on that shit, man. To be real.
Yeah.
The first time that I noticed that Benavidez, although he's got mostly knockouts, that he's not a huge puncher, when he was facing, I think, Dennis Duglin, because he was landing everything on Dennis Duglin, and Dennis Duglin was taking it, and then Dennis Duglin started coming back a little bit, and I think the referee stopped it ultimately. Yeah. But he just couldn't get him off his feet.
Yeah.
But he landed everything on.
Yeah,
he caught him with Ronald Ellis. Ronald Ellis was taking. I mean, he was getting brutalized and taking some really hard hits, uppercuts, hooks, right hooks, left hooks, straight to like everything. And the guy, and he didn't look. He looked like he probably could have come back, but like a strong possibility, no. But the ref let it go on for quite a while, and I've seen that happen.
But that's what I mean. He's a squared up arm puncher. That's why he doesn't have that kind of crazy power, and relies on accumulation of those arm punches to damage his opponents. But when you start fighting bigger guys, it just doesn't hit. It doesn't compute as much. The damage doesn't. Well, Vazdik looked like he could go another 12 rounds at the end of that last fight. You know what I mean? David was he was completely gassed at the end. So we'll see.
Yeah, does anyone know how much punch Benavidez threw in that fight? Because who knows, maybe his output kind of went down a bit when he realized that, not only is my punches not doing as much damage as they were against smaller guys, but now I'm starting to feel the shots from these bigger guys, which is making me keep my own hands at him. Does anyone know if he threw less than what he usually does in that fight?
Somebody should check.
Yes, he actually did.
I don't really rely on
in what fight?
Pressing the brother, right?
The Vazdik.
Against Bostic.
Okay, I'm just gonna throw a little. You guys all know already, but it's like obviously when you're going to 68 to 75, just like any other category, the higher you go up, the overall punch output is gonna diminish a little bit, right? Yeah, but so he might be throwing a little less, but it's just not by the factor that for other reason that.
All right, hold on.
It's also because he went up in weight.
No, yeah, I agree. Just I just answered the question, like yes or no.
All right, guys, hold on. Before Mirage starts talking shit, I want to just thank Virtuoso for supporting the show via Buy Me a Coffee, link in the description and the chat. Virtuoso says Benavidez is going to avoid the winner of Beterbiev Bivol by saying he can't make it to that fight because of a broken booty hole. Another excuse. I would believe that because he had a bunch of excuses after that Vazdik fight. Go ahead.
I think he'll
broke his nails during the Vazdik
When
fight.
is Gvozdyk an easy guy to hurt and stop? So if you can't stop Gvozdyk, you can't punch. Is that the metric? Like, what about Canelo? Couldn't even stop Matthew Haddon, the great Matthew Haddon.
Stop the Caleb Plant, right?
Or about a dozen other fucking bums. Oh, but he can't hurt Gvozdyk. He can't punch. It is so dumb.
Yeah, but you can stop
the right? Is that right, the level you're on? This is like
did David stop Blunt? No?
Kindergarten analysis of boxing, man.
Did he stop Gavril?
No fighter stops everybody. Prime Mike Tyson couldn't stop a number of dudes. Canelo couldn't stop Munguia, man, who got just laid out by some French waiter. a fucking part-time fighter. So Canelo can't punch?
Bro,
I mean, come on.
Macumbi dropped a punt. You know, David didn't. Just saying.
Well, he hit him in the arm and he sort of pushed him over if you actually watch the replay, but yeah, whatever.
Knockdown,
I mean, but that doesn't matter just because one person stops, the other one does. That's fucking.
I don't know, Brian. I said David Benavidez is going to win the fight. I just think that he didn't look good on scales. I said that to you yesterday as well.
Why didn't he look good on scales? Why didn't he look good on
and break
scales?
somebody down that
I
his
think
size.
I think his face was so sucked in. His body looked loose,
Looked very soft.
And
very
that
soggy.
means that for me that looks like he was a fat camp for half of his camp. He's losing weight.
I mean, you think so what you're trying to say is like, you know, Memo Heredia, he set him up, like he didn't give it his special cocktails. Wink, wink.
He has more muscle than the Gosdick way, and if you compare, he's ready to go physically. That's physique.
Guys, hit the like button, hit the like. We're at 74 likes. Let's get that to 100. We're at 75 likes. Get that to 100.
Let the trolling commence.
Benavidez had that.
Let's go. Let's get some more. Let's get some more trolling hot takes from you.
Mirage, are you getting nervous?
You saw...
No, nervous excitement. It's all good. It's all good.
All right.
I think David's going to hurt him. Benavidez is going to hurt him to the body. He's going to.
Benavidez looked like a morning shape.
David, he didn't say which one.
He looked like a morning shape. He looked like a morning shape Navarrete in the way, man. Like he didn't look that great.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. That's his best.
No, probably, you know, because you don't have to be body beautiful. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, Morrell.
I'm not saying that.
Once Morrell gets beaten up, he can go do Instagram modeling or something, show off his six-pack.
you know that Benavidez has moved to cruiserweight after this fight, right? To fight Zerda. He's not gonna. I think he'll move to Golden Boy and fight Zerda after this.
Why wouldn't he want to fight for Undisputed?
He's not gonna fight. He's not gonna fight Benavidez.
Why? Why wouldn't he want to do it? Why?
You honestly think he's gonna fight? He's gonna fight.
You notice they can't answer. They just say shit. Why won't he fight for Undisputed? Come on.
You're just trolling. You know he's not gonna fight those guys.
Why
He's not
won't
gonna
he?
do it.
Give me some
You know
reason.
he's not gonna do it. Like really. No one buys this shit.
People here,
Nobody
none of you
believes
come
it.
up with a reason.
He doesn't even believe it.
Six of you.
I just heard him yesterday.
They can't put the brain to come up with a reason to explain why David won't fight.
Because he already said no to Beterbiev when he got stripped of the WBC. Remember?
So,
Superman said, "You can be mandatory at 175," and he said, "How
he never fought in the division. That's your reasoning.
That's a lie. That is a lie. He's fought at 175 previously, so don't bullshit."
But he wasn't a light heavyweight.
No, you just said, and I quote, he never fought in the division. That is a lie.
He wasn't a super. Was he a light heavyweight at the time?
So you just said he never fought in that division.
Well, now I correct myself. At the time, he was a fucking super middleweight. He fought one or two fights.
Canelo never fought at 175 when he fought at Kovalev, and he went up and beat him, right?
He wasn't ready to move up in the weight division.
Canelo moved up to fight Kovalev. He didn't fight at 175 before,
when he was 27, 28. That's later on in his career.
So?
David was 23. He wasn't ready to move up.
What's age got to do with anything?
One at a time, guys. One at a time.
Your body isn't ready for the weight division.
But he's already fought in the division, as you just said. So how is he not ready?
But that was when he was 16, a couple fights.
Right. Okay. But you just said his body's not ready. Ready for a division he's already fought.
Because he didn't move up 5 years ago to light heavyweight. That's why you think now in 2025 he's going to duck Undisputed. That's your reasoning?
Yes, that's one of my reasons. Yes.
Why did he fight to be mandatory for Undisputed then? If he doesn't want to take the fight.
He fought to be mandatory for the WBC in 6 days, right? It never happened.
No, but he could have chosen not to fight to do that.
I mean, he has mouth to feed, man. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
He chose to fight mandatory for Undisputed when he doesn't really want to fight. Then he's going to get exposed as a coward.
Three of his last 5 fights have been against 154 and 160 guys. Like, come on, bro.
Who?
Benavidez.
Are you talking about Canelo?
No, Benavidez. I mean, talking about.
Canelo, he's dragging up.
Andre, 54 guy, Lemieux, 60 guy. I mean, come on.
Yeah, Andre fought at 168. Do you even watch boxing?
Okay,
I don't know why you're arguing. Weren't you the peanut that was arguing Canelo's going to fight David in September? You're telling me, don't worry, it's going to happen. Now you're still trying to argue?
How can he fight if Benavidez has moved up, bro?
David moved up.
How does
after
Benavidez
he
beat
didn't fight him.
Beterbiev?
David
Yeah, and he's gonna move up again next to fight Zerto.
Yeah, so you've been exposed.
Why is he meeting Oscar De La Hoya? Just for the sake of it, right? Yeah.
Because he's making plans for
Zerto Ramirez. Yeah.
Yeah, it's keeping. Do you know why he's keeping his options
Oscar
open?
is a Bivol Beterbiev's promoter, so you know.
Is there something wrong with keeping your options open?
Oh, so now it's an option. All right, okay, we'll see.
Yeah, he's not going to duck the fight. Trust me.
Okay, trust you because you just say so, right? Yeah.
How does Benavidez beat Beterbiev?
Got in the ring with Beterbiev. David's scared to get in the ring.
Well, he had success with them in sparring, and then he had success with Bivol in sparring, and Beterbiev's 40 now. He's 40 now.
Yeah, the idea, David. You got the impression that David ducks the smoke when he's just fighting Morrell for fun. He didn't need to fight Morrell. He said, "Fuck that! I could have fought Jesse Hart." And you think he's the ducker? I mean, you just say shit,
bro. He just unified his baby belt, right? You know, undisputed interim.
Fight that he didn't need to. Do you agree?
Undisputed interim.
Do you agree he didn't need to take this fight?
Well, who else would he have fought with any credibility?
Jesse Hart.
Who else? What options? Jesse Hart.
Jesse Hart.
Didn't like Zerto beat him like 5 years ago or something?
Jesse Hart was an option, and that was the fight they wanted him to take.
So Jesse Hart or who else? What? So
Morrell.
he had two options, and he went for Morrell. Yeah, that makes sense, right?
What's a tougher fight? What's a more dangerous fight, Jesse Hart or Morrell?
But obviously it's Morrell. But why would he fight Jesse Hart?
Okay, so
that's what Jesse Hart is another opponent, which we don't like him fighting.
They got to make this fight. They have to make this fight because the PBC is running out of options. They can't throw another stinker on the grill. They have to make this fight. They don't. They don't.
You can't fight Jesse Hart, bro. What are you talking about?
This is the best option to make money.
David called up and he
That's why
said
they're
no.
doing this. If they were flush with cash, they would be fighting some.
Would not put a pay-per-view on with him and Jesse Hart. They won't sell 10,000 pay-per-views. Like, bro, they don't do non-pay-per-view.
He had the choice to fight Jesse Hart. That's a fact.
That fight would never happen on pay-per-view. No way.
Okay, then it wouldn't be pay-per-view. Who gives a shit? He had the choice.
What PBC cards are
because they're on PBC, bro. This is the thing. They're on PBC. They don't want to pay-per-view fight. Who's going to show the fight for free?
Are you a clairvoyant?
Is Amazon going to give them money to do it? No. They have to do a PBC. This is the best shot at making money right here. This is the only reason this fight is happening.
You're trying to be promoters. You're not promoters. You're random.
Dude, you know you can't use common sense. They have no money, dude.
You have no common
sense.
This fight is basically
you have zero
this is the fundraiser fight. This is crowdsourcing right here. This is what this is.
David had the option.
This isn't an organization with millions of dollars to throw into a fight. They don't have that.
David had the options. Are you saying David has no choice who he fights and they just force him to fight?
Really? This is it. None of those guys do. A lot of those guys don't have a lot of choice. Look at Tank Davis. He's asking for a rematch with Ryan because that's the only money out there. That's it. Dude, they've got no money, bro.
Is fighting a nobody next fight.
Happen, bro.
All right. This
is fighting
a
nobody.
Notice how we dropped a bunch of people who were watching as soon as Mirage stepped in.
They just say dumb shit, man. They just say dumb shit.
All right.
Just bad for ratings.
Bro, you're not even analysing the fight. You're just fanboying. You're not done any critical analysis of the fight whatsoever.
Or you were talking.
You're just bitching and moaning.
You were talking.
You're just bitching and moaning as per usual. You have no insight.
You were talking dumb shit. You're saying David's not going to fight.
For 30 minutes, we were talking about the pros and cons of the fight, and you just
I reckon Benavidez is going to break him down to the body, and he's going to stop him. Round 7 or 8.
Ah, that's great insight. Right, okay.
What do you want?
The bloody stoppage.
For like fucking half an hour, word salads like you.
Right,
or
okay.
He's going to square up, and he's going to get caught when he's squared up.
Yeah, like he did against Pablo, right? So I'm using data analysis from fights.
Hey, Mirage, how likely is it that Benavidez gets dropped? Do you see that as?
But you said that against. People were saying that against Andre. Andre's going to catch him squared up. He's
Who said Andre? I don't think anyone said that.
A lot of people.
What?
No, nobody said that.
Andre
dropped.
Andre dropped his opponent 7 times.
Who the fuck said anything about Andre,
Nobody, man.
bro?
Nobody said
thought he was
that.
gonna Nobody in the right mind thought Andre was gonna win that fight, let alone hurt David at all. Come on, dude.
He's just making stuff up, man.
Who the fuck did you hear say that, bro?
Out of all the bosses he's fought, nobody said Andre, man.
Yeah, he's trying to make it sound like that Benavidez is this huge underdog and just like everyone's out to get. And I'm like, Benavidez, everyone picked him to whip Andre's ass.
Most people have picked the Benavidez to win the fight. I don't know why he's crying. Like, stupid.
Yeah, it's true though.
Yeah, Benavidez is the victim. Always is some.
Was that a pay-per-view? Because I didn't buy it.
Yep.
I didn't buy that fight. Was it the tanked undercard?
No, it was the main event.
Yeah, no, I didn't buy that shit because I already knew who was gonna win.
Yeah, that's a one-sided beatdown. Yeah. Of course it was gonna be.
Would you buy the Canelo fights?
I haven't bought the last
buy
two.
the Canelo fights, absolutely.
I haven't bought the last two.
Fights.
What was that, Don?
I have not bought the last 2 or 3 Canelo fights.
All right.
All right.
But I know, Bucho. You're praying. You've done your prayer this morning.
No, I don't care. I don't care. Do you think I'm hoping for Benavidez
all the
to lose?
Canelo fans? No, all the Canelo fans are praying to their Lord and Savior that David loses, Benavidez loses. They're praying.
Why?
We know that.
No, dude. I actually want it to be an exciting close fight. I want it to be a good fight. I want it to be a close fight. So if it's entertaining, I want another one.
They dislike David. Their hero Canelo failed them in fighting the monster and slaying the monster. Now they've got their eggs in the Morrell basket that he's going to do what Canelo was too scared to do. That's what.
Can you have a real conversation instead of just trolling the whole time? At least.
That's facts.
It's just nauseating. Like we just want to have a good conversation about this, not just fanboy trolling.
Bro, come on.
Just have a real one.
That's a bit sus, bro. Calling him a man a monster.
Are you saying Canelo fans aren't cheerleading that David Benavidez loses today?
Yeah, but I'm not. I didn't say I'm a Canelo fan, so why are you telling me?
I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I know a lot of Canelo fans want to see this fight. They want to see Canelo Benavidez.
I don't see David against I just don't think it'll happen.
Who here wants Benavidez to win? Like prefers him to win?
Prefers
me.
If you had a choice, who you want to win? How many of you want Benavidez to win?
I want Benavidez
I'd like Morrell to win just to spite you. You know, so you would go away and never come back because I know that's what would happen. If Morrell wins,
Canelo fan mentality,
you will never show your face here again.
Well,
you have disappeared.
That's another reason why I want David to lose.
Yeah, I would say I want David Benavidez to lose just so you go away. But to be honest, I think Benavidez is better for boxing. He's good for boxing because he's a big name. He's a name, you know, Mexican monster, even though he's not really Mexican.
I still want him to lose.
Nah, well, just so you go away because I know if he loses, that's it for you. Your whole shtick is done. You have nothing to talk about, and you would just fade away.
Okay, I'm going to be haunting you for years to come.
No.
Get used to it.
All right. I want Benavidez to win. I don't give a shit. You know, you're exaggerating. You think all these Canelo fans are afraid of Benavidez? That's how wrong you got the whole situation. You don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
You don't understand Canelo fans.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure everyone would like Benavidez to fight Bivol Beterbiev, but we just don't think he will. I'd love to see that fight.
The dumbest reasoning.
He's going to go for pseudo
humanity.
Right, because you provided some detailed insight as why you think it will happen, right? Mm.
Because all the evidence shows he moved up to the division. His first fight, he fought eliminated to be mandatory. He's been saying over and over he wants to fight him. All the evidence shows he wants to fight.
Except for when he could have been mandated and he said no. Right?
He didn't move up that's 3-4 years ago because he had Canelo in his division and he wanted to fight Canelo, the biggest fight in the sport. Therefore, he was scared to fight Beterbiev when he was 23. Okay, awesome.
Well, he was mandated. He could have been mandated and he said no. That's fact. And however you want to sugarcoat it,
he was offered a number 1 ranking, from what I remember.
No,
wasn't he?
He's offered the mandatory because he failed. He lost the belt on the scales.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it was mandatory. I was
mandatory.
ranking.
Yeah. Freudian slip, right? Yeah.
Not a mandatory.
Cool.
Okay, and his other option was fight at 168 and try to fight Canelo, the biggest fight in the sport. Correct?
And he didn't do either. So what was the point?
He tried to fight Canelo.
Oh, he didn't try, man. This is your fucking interpretation. My God.
Yeah, he didn't petition to have a fight mandated. So that's all he had to do. That's all he had to do. If Canelo didn't want to fight him, they would have skipped him.
Press that red
Why
button.
is it so hard for you to understand that?
Yeah, he tried so hard that he missed weight, he took cocaine, and then he wanted the TV rights at the Seaside. Fuck out of here, Mirage.
This is a clown show.
Let's not get into the whole Canelo thing right now. We're talking about Benavidez, Morrell. Let's focus on what's happening tonight, the main event and the undercard.
Yep. So we've got, I don't know, a couple more. It's only probably 3 hours until the main event. Still a while, isn't it?
Yeah, we're gonna end the show when the whole card starts. So that's in about.
The prelim started, and then Mirage is here.
Be
so
real
that's probably
fans. You
time
should
to
be
wrap
real
it up.
fans.
Yeah, you're right.
Mirage don't even watch the prelims, and he's talking about real fans.
I've got him on YouTube right now on my TV.
He can't talk about the preliminary fights.
I've been watching him. I watch notes on Kermel, notes on.
Are you buying a pay-per-view, Mirage?
You know damn well.
You already bought it?
He already has it, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he has it on Matchstream.
It's $50 Australian over here. $50.
He bought it on Matchstream.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought it.
I don't ever think it's available in the UK on pay-per-view. I think it is online. In the UK, I don't think it's on network TV at all.
Okay, I'm not in the UK, Peanut. Now what?
But I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about myself. So.
Okay, you're still.
Everybody knows your.
And it's on Amazon in the UK. Hang on, it's on Amazon in the UK. Why are you bullshitting?
Hold on, let me have a look. I can tell you right now.
It's on Amazon.
I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but PSK said that Canelo would fight
and you buy the pay-per-view right now.
A while ago.
And I respect you a little bit, finally.
What do you mean? PSK had inside information talking about Canelo would fight Munguia.
Dude, I was telling him that. He got it from me. What are you talking about?
Oh my God!
I told him that a year ago, and now he's acting like,
a year. How the fuck did you know that a year ago?
Yeah, that is crazy.
I don't know how Canelo moved. I literally predicted he's going to fight Munguia Berlanga in 2024.
He's doing what Benavidez is taking credit for things he's never done.
Mirage, who's he fighting
I
next?
thought it was obvious. He's going to fight him.
Who's he fighting next, Mirage?
Probably Charlo. Probably Charlo.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it is on Amazon Prime in the UK. Okay, nice. I can order it. Nice.
How much is it over there? £20, I think I saw.
Yeah, £20. Yeah, so what's that? 25 US, I think.
Yeah, man, US is getting ripped, man. You guys get ripped over there.
That's probably a good thing about Turkey dropping your pay-per-view prices, right?
Oh yeah. His cards are like $20 or in Canada.
I know. Look at that Beterbiev Bivol card. It's 4 times cheaper than the Benavidez card. Infinitely better fights.
I would even pay $40, man, to be honest, only because 20 is fine, 40, okay. Now when you get to 90 plus service fees and I don't know what the fuck, that's crazy, man. No. Then I have a problem.
Yeah, it's a flat £20 there. £20 flat.
Yeah, that's good. That's fucking good. So it costs the same as it does over here, pretty much. Well, it's been more expensive, but yeah.
You guys should do a VPN on the Amazon. On the Amazon, you make it cheaper.
Doesn't work.
Does that work? Oh shit.
No.
No, it's similar. It's pretty much similar.
No, you gotta make a new account with the VPN.
No, you can use if you're a Prime. I VPN'd the United States Amazon for some movies before.
Yeah,
Mirage, we know you don't pay, bro. You don't know.
Maybe it's different for pay-per-views, but it's different probably.
All right, so there's preliminary fights right now. All right. Interesting.
I think the last one is this the last one? Or is there another one? Then Moten fought, this Cuban guy just fought.
Well, we are 1 hour and 30 minutes away from the pay-per-view. So,
Okay.
I guess we have another hour and 30 minutes of preliminary non-pay-per-view fights.
What's this Dan Goosen, man? He should have retired ages ago. They can't even find good presenters, man. They're digging up
Joe Goose,
dinosaurs
not
like
Dan.
this dude.
Dan passed away years ago. That's Joe Goose.
Yeah. So I went to the PBC website, and they have their schedule. It's like this fight, and then the Tank Davis fight, and that's it. I'm like, what the fuck happened to the PBC? Remember?
Yeah, the company's finished, bro. They're not going to see 2026. I think that's what I think. A lot of the fighters go to Golden Boy. That was my point.
I remember all of last.
Yeah.
Remember most of last year they sent most of their guys to like the Zone and other places. So, I mean, it's either this year or next year is going to be the final year of PBC because when is the Amazon Prime deal? When's that up?
End of this year, I think. Right? Was it 2 year? Was it not a 2 year deal?
I don't know.
I think it was 2 years.
I actually think Oscar would be good for Benavidez, to be fair, as a promoter. I think he's got the Mexican-American...
Anybody. But yeah. I think
he'll promote him quite well.
See, yeah, Golden Boy, he puts a lot of cards in California, like the West Coast. That would be good for Benavidez, I think. Because the PBC is in Las Vegas. I mean, is this fight really a Las Vegas fight? I don't think so.
No, this should have been like Miami or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Or California.
California, probably.
Was he from Arizona? Was he Benavidez?
Yeah, he's from Arizona,
Texas.
Yeah. Well, Pitbull looks like he's won some high school competition. I know people are watching it now, but the way he's standing.
Like, if you live in California, would you go to Las Vegas to watch this fight? I don't know who lives in Cali.
Not this one.
Yeah, exactly. But if it was in Cali, would you go watch it? Maybe.
If the tickets were reasonable, I would go see it just to go see a boxing match.
Of course.
If it's fighting Canelo, you would, right? If it's a big fight like a Bivol Beterbiev or Canelo, you definitely would travel, right?
If it was like a Bivol fight in California, of course.
Yeah.
Or, no, in Vegas. Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm going to go see the Regis Prograis and who's he fighting?
He's fighting Duarte? No.
Yeah. Oscar Duarte.
Duarte.
Yeah. And that's in LA, so you can get tickets cheap. So I'll probably go do that and just hang out in downtown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but this is in a Las Vegas fight where people are gonna travel, stay at a hotel maybe and stuff like that.
No, not at all. He's not. Neither guy is that big of an attraction. Listen, all the attention he's getting is like guys online just making comments, but that's not reflective in the price of like the pay-per-view buys or the gate. Like no one's gonna. I don't know, man. Come on.
I mean, if he does fight Zerdo next, that would be a good California fight. I think could be a big Mexican crowd, surely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he fought Zerdo, it would be big in LA or Vegas.
How much pay-per-view you think this is gonna? Do you think it's gonna be like 50,000, 60,000, or less?
If it's $80, I think it won't hit 100K. No way. $80, no way.
I'm saying under 200, maybe 100. Maybe not. I mean,
I think that might be too much.
100,000 pay-per-view buys?
I'm gonna say
no.
That's generous.
You're saying he doesn't need like 100.
That's generous. That's very
You're right,
generous.
because Tank generates how many pay-per-views? Like 200?
The last 100? Fight that they had was 140,000 people.
Oh, okay.
And I think that was a double header.
He's not gonna do 100.
Double header.
Yeah, and Benavidez and Andre, that did like what, 60K, somewhere around there. So that wasn't
exactly.
That was a fail.
Yeah,
this dude's even lesser known than Andre, and he's Cuban. Yeah. So
yeah, I'm not even gonna buy this one because it's too much. It's not worth it. It's too much. If it was like $40, $50, I would buy it. But I'm just gonna go out to dinner tonight and just chill, and that's it. I'm not gonna buy this. I don't give a fuck.
Street Jesus in the chat says 40,000 pay-per-view by Jesus. That would be embarrassing.
Yeah, the undercard's way too
They don't have to make It's goddamn expensive. They're just making boxing unattainable, and it fucking sucks.
Maybe they're just trying to get a crash grab. You know, like they're just trying to like get as much money as they can before they leave.
Yeah, Don, why don't you just say the truth? The reason you're not buying it, you can't afford it. Just be fucking honest.
Oh no, I can afford it. That's fine.
No, you can't.
God, I think anybody can pay $100 for a 90, 80, whatever. Nobody wants to buy that.
It's not bad, bro.
It's just not a good investment.
It's just not. I don't know.
I just afford it, but yeah, I don't feel like I'm going to choose not to pay.
Guys, Benavidez, Morrell, man, and the undercard is not even competitive. I mean, which fight's
a banger fight.
The only fight that's okay.
There's not one good undercard fight.
Fulton, Fulton's on the decline. So even that fight, like I don't.
What?
This is a good ass card, man. You just haters.
Jason Rosario, like he's on the decline too.
Yeah, he was just fighting on Pro Box.
Rosario was fighting Jesus Ramos, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, against Jason Rosario.
That's not worth it too. Like this undercard sucks.
Life and Logic says nobody pumped about this fight. I'm interested in the fight, but it's not what some people want to make it out to be. Like this shouldn't be a pay-per-view. This should be on like a Prime.
Regular Amazon, right?
Wait, Prime
Amazon.
never had it. The BBC went on Prime, and all of their cards have been on pay-per-view. I think none of them have been.
No, I think they had two. I think they had two fights earlier in the year in 2024.
Which one?
Yeah, they had two fights that were not.
Team Zoo. No, Teams. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Backram. That was not on pay-per-view, and neither was the other one, Fandora. That wasn't pay-per-view either. I don't think.
No, that was pay-per-view.
Oh, was it? Oh. Well,
yeah,
Backram definitely.
That ended up being a pay-per-view, right? Fundora against.
Yeah, because it's Furman, right? It's Furman originally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably why.
It fights, man. That's fucking terrible. PBC's god awful, man.
I mean, Pitbull's coming off a loss as well, and he's gone pay-per-view as a co-main. That's crazy.
Like I brought up, like imagine that David Morrell, a guy with 11 fights, a professional fighter with 11 fights, main eventing a pay-per-view. When has that like ever been done before?
Well, yeah, Lomachenko maybe was Lomachenko fighting pay-per-view?
No,
first started.
I thought that was subscription based. I could be wrong.
It wasn't that ESPN Plus, I think.
Which one? Lomachenko against who?
Rigondeaux?
Salido, Rigondeaux, yeah, that was all ESPN.
That was yeah.
Wait, was Lomachenko Haney pay-per-view? No.
Yes, but the Echo had like 18 fights.
Yeah, because even the Teofimo fight wasn't pay-per-view, right?
No.
Yeah, that wasn't. Yeah, it was originally supposed to be. That wasn't pay-per-view either.
What about Mike Tyson? Did he go pay-per-view early?
I think his first one was Luke Campbell in the UK. That was pay-per-view in the UK, I remember.
Yeah, but the reason why Morrell's main eventing, because he's fighting with a big name, like the Mexican Monster, that's why.
Alright, stop it.
And how much did they usually do on pay-per-view, that big name?
That just shows the clout David's got. He can main event fighters with
Morrell fighting an undercard? Sorry, didn't Benavidez fighting an undercard?
Yeah, usually fights in Davis's undercard.
Yeah, he fought in Chank's undercard, remember?
You mean usually you mean once? When you say usually you mean once,
Isn't that embarrassing though? For a Mexican monster?
Wait, has Morrell ever headed his own card, by the way? Or this is the first time he's headlined a card?
No, he's headlined a card before.
Which one?
Oh, I don't know which one. That dude that he put in a coma or something. That is a booty guy or something.
November 1st, 2000.
Somebody. He's headlined a card.
Yeah, he cheated on that card. He used rabbit punches, and David Benavidez is going to make him pay for that right there. So he thinks he's going to be dirty, try to do being dirty against El Monstro. David Benavidez and all that stuff.
Is this telekinesis telekines?
That's Telkins. Yeah, that's Telkin.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, Bucho?
What were you saying?
I was saying that David Morrell is about to pay for his sins of throwing rabbit punches fight after fight after fight. I don't like him. And Benavidez is just going to break him down like a class clown he is. I say Benavidez knocks him out within the distance. I'm going to put round number 9. And for some reason, the number 9 is good enough.
All right.
That was a cool story.
You sound very confident. You sound like you hate Morrell.
Morrell is a rabbit puncher. He's a habitual rabbit puncher. And I don't like rabbit punchers.
That was a nice monologue.
The bully gonna get bullied tonight, says Life and Logic. Who's the bully?
I think he's referring to Benavidez, but I agree with Tuckins, dude. I think he does tend to rabbit punch, and I got Benavidez by stoppage as well.
You really hate the dirty boxing, don't you, Amok?
No, I don't give a fuck, dude.
Yeah, you always complain about the Muay Thai tactics from this guy and the other guy. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing with rabbit punching. He's still getting hit. You know what I mean? But with the fucking Muay Thai shit, dude, like that shit shouldn't be a thing in boxing. Period.
No, I agree. But who's the biggest rabbit puncher though? Isn't it Beterbiev?
Yeah, Beterbiev. Beterbiev at the moment. Yeah, that's an active fighter.
Yeah. I don't know. Some people really think that he's a. I don't know. We'll see. People, hit the like button if you're enjoying this show. Hit the like. And we're not monetized until February something. So if you want to donate, please do so via Buy Me a Coffee. Link in the description. Link in the chat. Paracua says, I hope this is dirty fight. I hope this is a dirty fight. Why would you want to see a dirty fight? I want to see a clean fight. No excuses. No controversy. For once.
This is going to be what
demonetized.
What?
Why'd you get demonetized?
I don't know. This is the content was not. What was the word? I think how much she have a unique or something. I don't know. We're gonna get it back on February. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, this is going to be Benavidez's third pay-per-view. Plant, he sold less than 100,000, so they never gave out the actual number. Andrade, 60,000. Do you think this is going to do worse than both of those?
Possibly.
Yeah, probably, because I think Morrell's less known than Plant and Andre, right? Even though probably he's going to be a better fight because he's fighting somebody.
I mean, he's only has 11 fights, so he's less known. I mean, we're not going to see over 100,000 for this pay-per-view. Not at all.
No.
It's going to do well with boxing, like, I guess.
Yeah, it needed a more solid undercard, I think, to pop it up.
Definitely. They needed to pull out all the stops with it, but they don't really have many people. So
I think it's only a pay-per-view is because the amount of money that Benavidez is asking, and probably Morrell just to step up, and the PBCs their coffers is running out of money.
Has anybody picked the number for how many pay-per-view buys this event will do?
I said 50,000.
Like 50,000? Well, it sounds reasonable. How many pay-per-view buys did Benavidez did the last two?
That's
less than 100, right?
He did
100, right?
Yeah, he did less than 100,000 Plant, and then he did 60K with Andrew.
God damn. And the thing is, Morrell is not a lot of people knows him. Hardly hardcore fans knows him. And
and then
it's
also
really...
Andre was a hype job too. Everyone, people were saying this is going to be the guy. It's going to be Canelo. He was supposedly had all this hype, and that did poorly.
I think Andre is one of those LDVC products. He's an LDVC product.
Hey, how much did he do versus Plant? Did you say?
Wait, what?
Against Plant.
How much pay-per-view did you do against Plant? Did you say?
Oh, I don't know the exact number. I just asked, and somebody said
somebody
less than 100.
Somebody just said under 100. Did they say?
Yeah, I think it was under 100.
So,
yeah. Why do you just make shit up?
Well,
Fucking
he was
lying,
the numbers.
man.
He was the numbers.
Okay, Dan Raphael reported 175K for Caleb Plant.
Yeah, Dan Raphael.
You need to stop listening to Rick Glazer. And he said that the Andre fight was about 150 or something. That's
I think
Dan
those
Raphael.
numbers, according to
No, I
Dan
mean,
Raphael,
now listen,
Who's
Murad.
more credible, Dan Raphael or
is
Rick
there an
Glazer?
official
Those are
source?
inflated
Is that the
numbers.
official
Who's more
source?
credible?
No, but
Well, the
no,
official
but what?
source.
No, but for those guys, like
It was
the
less than
pay-per-view.
100,000.
No, but for those guys, their pay-per-view numbers, they don't have to be that crazy because they don't really asking for much. And the thing is, they don't get paid off the net. I think they're getting paid like of whatever they make.
Yeah, but whatever I'm saying, all reports from credible sources, they did over 100,000. So I don't know why he's saying under.
Well, you brought up one guy
That's fine, man.
He's
Yeah,
he's
you're not gonna be that angry, man.
Yo, that's not a credible fucking source, man.
What was your source?
I want an official source. Why Dan Raphael? They give only the numbers to this guy?
It was Rick.
Dan
Because he
the
knows
Pig.
people. He's been in the business fucking.
Well, Bob
decades.
Arum said that it did less than 100,000, so I trust him over Dan Raphael. Bob Arum, I think that's a credible source. A legendary boxing promoter that probably knows people more than you know.
Nobody cares.
I know, who cares?
About...
Look, this one's not going to do 100K, I don't think, because...
Yeah, even if it did 175,000, that's still not impressive.
But how much is Benavidez minimum is exactly?
Oh, you don't know because it's all stipends, isn't it, with the PBC? It's all like installments.
You reckon Bob Arum is objective? He's a fucking opposition. He's a direct fucking opposition.
You can never even see Al Heyman. Al Heyman's hiding. Why is he hiding? Why is he like? He only has 2 pay-per-view cards this year. No schedule, no nothing.
Numbers, man.
Hey, Bucho, I fucked up, man.
Bob Arum is reliable source. He wants to shit on PBC. He's going to say bullshit.
You're trying to discredit the legendary Bob Arum. You're comparing him to Al Heyman, who never shows his face, always hiding.
I was saying he's biased.
Destroyed, flushed down the toilet $500 million, $500 million, $500 million disappeared.
Oh well,
this guy doesn't know shit about boxing. I don't trust anything that comes out of the PBC. That's just me. Gonzalo, what's up?
I fucked up, man. Damn.
You ended up in the fight? Like the fight?
No, it's just like when I was making my picks, I did the parlay, and I'm pretty sure about all the other outcomes. Obviously, Morrell, Benavidez, yeah, decision. That's okay. I can live with that. When I picked Pitbull Cruz versus Ángel Fierro, in my mind, I said it's an easy pick. Pitbull Cruz by knockout. I just looked at Ángel Fierro's box rec. He's never been knocked out, bro.
Yeah, they were telling you when you were picking him out. Someone was telling you that he was a tough dude. I believe it was a sergeant that was saying that.
Let me check.
He's got 2 losses, but the thing with that is he's coming in like an opponent, and the dude hasn't fought that often. I think Fierro, and he's training in TJ. Like, I don't know, for some reason I just think he knocks him out, but
Fierro lost the decision.
Had I known that, fuck.
No, he lost the decision. No, weird. His last fight was a no contest. I don't know why it wasn't a no contest. Oh no, that's not it. Oh wait. He's never been stopped.
Yeah, both of them are 26, so they're young.
Oh, well, wait a minute. And he has power.
He's got power too, dude.
But look at who has he fought. Like, he fought in Mexico in 2003, Eduardo Estala, 14-1. Then he fought some other guy, 13-1. Alfredo Santiago, 14-2. He lost to that guy in Puerto Rico. Oh, then his last fight, Eleazar Valenzuela, whatever, 26 wins, 30 losses.
God damn.
Yeah, but maybe Pitbull Cruz still stops him, like on a cut or like by volume. The referee
No, he
steps
could
in.
stop him. Listen. Are you getting some good odds out of that shit?
Like $50 to win 400.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good, man.
Oh, we got Recognize the Matrix. He's here.
It can happen, Gonzalo. believe.
Yeah, because I heard some bad shit about Angel Fierro from like one of my friends.
Yeah, but listen, nobody knows this guy. Like, you look at his record. I mean, sure, he has 22 wins, 18 knockouts, but who has he really fucking fought? Nobody, man. Like,
heard somebody mention Puerto Rico, and my radar went off. What's going on?
No, we're talking about Angel Fierro.
I mean, I thought about it.
The guy who's fighting Isaac Cruz, and he only has 2 losses. He lost to Alfredo Santiago in Puerto Rico. Unanimous decision, 10 rounds.
Que la que hay Reconai.
Que lo que
Que la que hay.
Ya
Como
tú
con un poco de
sabes.
ajo. Como con un poco de ajo ahorita.
Take your Caribbean bullshit out of this channel. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, this is America.
This is America.
Why are they bringing this
right.
main event as a unification? What the fuck?
You have a body and a dímelo.
Un dominicano, tú sabes. No, what you were saying about the main event?
They're billing it as a light heavyweight world title unification.
Oh, really?
Huh?
No way. But Benavidez half of the belts, like.
Oh,
wow,
no,
people can buy.
it's because Benavidez is the WBC interim champion, and Morrell is the WBA something regular champion or something like that.
Yeah, it's the undisputed interim, right? That's what I'm saying.
Man, I think, I think I have a WBA belt somewhere, bro. Like, come on.
I thought the WBA got rid of the regular belt or something, of the super belt. They got rid of one of them. I don't know.
They lie to you.
That just means they're contenders. That just means they're like contenders, maybe number 1 for that belt.
Well, the winner becomes the WBC interim champion. The winner, apparently, he's a mandatory for the winner of Bivol Beterbiev. So,
okay.
Are they gonna fight that? I don't think so.
So Jimmy Lennon called it the unified light heavyweight world title fight on the when he called the weigh-in yesterday.
He also called it a stacked card. We have a stacked card. Like, this guy should be ashamed of himself. Well, he's just doing his job, obviously, but he feels dirty. I'm sure he feels dirty after saying those lies.
He probably spit afterwards.
Yeah,
or spat
puking or something. It's like, oh God, what am I saying?
Probably drank a whole bottle of Jack Daniels after that.
Oh yeah, he's
feeling guilty.
He's getting tanked.
went to confession, right, for sins.
Who else is in the other card?
There's an Argentinian guy. Apparently, he's really good. He's an Olympian. He has power.
And it's Argentinian too.
He's fighting some Mexican guy.
Oh yeah, hey Bucho. I said earlier, and also I picked Jose Benavidez Jr. without even knowing who the opponent was. I'm just assuming that could have been like a stupid thing to do, but
he's fighting.
You know how it is nowadays.
He's probably fighting now if it's in the non-televised card.
Yeah, he's probably been put in there with somebody for there to win, no?
Yeah, for sure. It's not even televised. I mean, it's televised. It's on YouTube, but it's not on the main card.
Yeah, they're just showing the promo right now.
Yeah,
There's
I'm
no
gonna check right
on
now. Let's see.
Okay.
They're showing a promo.
So hopefully Jose Benavidez Jr. wins and Ramos knocks out Rosario, because I also bet on that.
Why did you start betting all of a sudden? Why did you start betting like last minute here?
Well, because I'm here in Vegas and you can just go to the casino and put the numbers, click it in there. Like before, back where I was at, like last, sounds like a lot of work. But here, you're here already.
At least you didn't go to the fight. Because I know Gonzalo, you know what Gonzalo wanted to do, guys? He wanted to show up and find that guy that's always showing up to Benavidez's fight with a sign that says Canelo is a bitch or something. Have you seen that guy? He's always there.
Yeah. It's just too easy to walk into the casino, the MGM Grand, when they were doing the live workout. You know, just people were there.
Yeah, you can find the guy.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Nah, but yeah, don't go to that shit fast.
It's the people are probably gonna get into fights.
Can you still get tickets? Or is all that?
I'm sure you can go right now. I'm sure you can go like 30 minutes before the main event, and you can find tickets.
Walk-in. Probably walk-in.
Oh, the 30
All
bucks.
those guys like outside of every fight, like, hey, you got tickets, bro.
30 bucks. 30 bucks, you get a Coke and a popcorn too. You get it.
Oh. And an autograph glove.
Get a picture of Benavidez' dad.
Let me check the odds. So
Get a picture of
Benavidez.
Benavidez senior trading card.
You get some Benavidez monster
trading card.
Why the fuck are they showing Morrell doing the moonwalk? Like, who cares? It's so lame, this promo.
They say Morrell after the fight might get deported.
Loser gets supported.
Loser gets supported.
Like, gonna go to the exilio, if you know what I mean.
Criminal. It's criminal. This pay-per-view is criminal. That's why.
Right? You're watching the card, and all of a sudden the cops show up and everything, and they shut it down.
Might be some Cuban intelligence somewhere, you know.
Bucho, well, Benavidez loses Mexican card if he loses to Cuban.
Well, that's a good point.
Will he just be known as Ecuadorian from now on?
I would say so.
Guatemalan.
He's excommunicated. No, it's a close fight, you know. So I don't care. Hey, the bets are changing now. The odds have changed. Apparently. So Morrell was a over 240 underdog. Now he's a 180. So it's moving. It's moving.
Yeah, money line on Morrell.
A lot of people started putting money on Morrell. Well, I don't know if a lot of people, but I guess a substantial amount of people. So we're down to 180.
Probably Mirage hedging his bets.
Mirage is...
Oh, Mirage already put his money down on Morrell.
Just
he already did, dude. I got his bookie right now.
180. That's almost 2. But it's not as good as 260 or 240. 180. Still time, people. If you think Morrell's gonna pull it off, you can still do it.
What's the odds?
180 underdog for Morrell. So 1.8. You double your money almost. But before that, a few hours ago, it was 2.4. So.
Whoa.
You should probably do the parlay and not bet shit on Morrell.
That's a dramatic drop. Wow.
Money's being placed on the Cuban.
What do they know that we?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's like hundreds of tickets available.
Of course.
Yeah, for sure.
So look at the map.
Don't let anybody's in Vegas. Yeah.
It's like hundreds of tickets left. Have Benavidez like, what the fuck you mean hundreds? Yeah, nobody knows you.
Yeah, like only the outer ring is sold out. Or that's probably not even open. That's probably why. Every section is available for tickets.
Besides Mirage, nobody knows you.
They recognize how many pay-per-view buys do you think that's the?
Hey, what the fuck? The Argentinian is already fighting. He's gonna fight now.
I say 40,000. 40 to 50,000.
Yeah, that's what I said. 50,000.
What the fuck?
I'm setting the bar really low so they can beat that, you know? They can say, oh, that asshole recognizes wrong.
So are you saying there's a method to your madness recognize?
Yes. I'm trying to, you know,
Got it.
I could have said, you know, they should at least do 75 to 8, you know, 70 to 80. But I think that would be as much.
Would you be surprised if he actually does good?
Oh, so this is the Argentinian kid now.
Yeah, this is the Olympian, guys. that's supposed to be really good. Well, I don't know if really good, but
because I got the feeling like, you know, if he does good, you know, like it's because like how boxing is being, you know, lately.
It's just that PBC is so terrible. Are they promoting it?
Man, I mean, I seen ads like over like the Amazon app and shit, but you know, I don't know if it's being promoted like locally or something like that. Because probably they've been doing that. Because I'm not from the area, so can't really tell if they've been doing that. But the fight haven't been promoted, you know, as it should be. You know, it should be promoted like 6 months ahead or something. Like hard.
Give him a good chance if LA wasn't literally on fire, because that's a big Mexican crowd. That's a big Spanish crowd. Period.
I mean, outside of Cuellar, you have like Fernando Martinez. You know, like we have some epic Argentines have epic fighters. That's no lie.
Yeah, Breacher, they panned out the arena, so the top rings is all closed, so there's tickets available in every open section.
You checking on the website?
Yeah, so I saw the website, and then they panned out on the TV screen, and all the top rings all like blocked.
Yeah, but right now, if the live, if you're looking what's happening right now, it doesn't matter because people show up later, right?
No. So the upper, the upper ring, like the nosebleed seats, they're all blocked off.
Okay. The website. Okay, I thought yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and it's blocked, and on the website it's not available because it's all blocked off. So that means it's not open for the public.
Yeah.
So whatever.
It's gonna suck.
Did back in COVID era and put paper people in there or what?
I can't hear you, bro. You're not really muffled on my side.
Could you repeat that?
Are they going to do what the NFL did back in the COVID era and put paper people or cardboard people in the seats?
yeah, they should, man. They should.
Oh shit, dude.
They don't have that type of budget. They don't have that type of budget.
They probably get a lot of promo tickets. You know, they probably just gave away a lot of shit. Just to
they'll be
make
coming out.
They have to. Yeah, I haven't heard anybody like. I haven't heard anybody at the gym really like go crazy about this fight. Nobody's really like nobody called me and said, "Hey, you want to go to Vegas?" or nothing like that at all. Nothing. It's been very
imagine handing out free tickets and they catch on video somebody say, "No, thank you."
This Argentinian guy, they put him. I thought they were going to put him against some guy that's easy, but it's not that bad.
Got chin check.
We're gonna go see
Tyler eliminated.
He died.
Good left hook from the guy in black. Oliva.
Yeah, that's clean punch. That was nice.
It's a Tyler eliminator, so I guess Olivia's actually pretty good. Then
he's got a good tight guard, man.
Yeah,
you can
good
tell
head movement,
good
reflexes.
You can tell Cuellar's the bigger puncher, though, by the looks of it.
This might be interesting. Now, from what I understand, Cuellar has a good amateur record. Went to the Olympics, won bronze. Well, no, you don't win bronze, but you know he got bronze. Yeah, he's supposed to be the favorite.
Cuellar's face is already quite red as well. It's getting pieced up in spots.
So I don't understand. I thought this fight was gonna be on the pay-per-view. So what are we getting on the pay-per-view? Only 4 fights? Jason Rosario against the other guy. What's his name? Fuck.
Ramos.
So Ramos. Then you get Isaac Cruz.
And then Fulton
Figueroa. And then main event has 4 fights. Okay.
Yeah.
So the main event should be like in 3 hours and a half.
Bro, they gotta stretch out this card for hours then, if that's the case.
I mean, I would. The only fight I'd probably want to see is the Figueroa Fulton fight.
Yeah, it's an interesting fight.
Yeah, the first one.
I think he's damaged goods now. He's damaged goods now, Fulton, I think.
Yeah, but they're gonna go at it though. I don't think they're gonna go. That first one was entertaining. 2021, yeah.
Yeah. So I'd see that.
I think Inoue cracked Fulton. I think he's not the same.
That's what a lot of people are saying.
Oh, nice by the Oliver.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing this guy at the Olympics. Cuellar.
His defense isn't very good. Cuellar's for Olympian. It's got wide elbows.
Oh, it says that he was a bronze medal at the Youth Olympics.
Well,
I was wondering why he looked a bit sloppy for an Olympian. Yeah, he didn't make it to the actual Olympics.
It was so wide.
Oh shit! Now he's letting his hands go.
Very stiff from Cuellar.
Is this mandatory for Nick Ball? I think Nick Ball would walk through these two guys.
Yeah, probably. Nick Ball looks solid. He looks strong as fuck, though.
Yeah.
Wait, how tall is Nick Ball, though?
Oh, he's like 5'2".
Like 5'2".
Yeah, exactly. He's like super short. Like, but that's why he looks like.
Oh, Cuellar's down. Cuellar's down.
Damn.
Ooh.
Shit. My bad. Am I ahead of you guys? Oh shit. I'll go quiet.
Good combo by Oliva. Left hook, straight right hand. Beautiful.
Oh, he's going for it. He's going for it here.
How can you be that much ahead? Like, what the fuck? I'm watching the PBC stream here.
I'm watching on Amazon Prime. I'm on 58 seconds. 56, 55. So I might be slightly ahead.
A minute 10.
Oh shit! I'm 20 seconds ahead of you then. Good body work there by Cuellar. Yeah, this guy's super sloppy Cuellar defensively.
He is.
It just shows you PBC does not get the hottest prospect.
No.
I mean, you're just the hottest prospect. They don't want to sign with him either way.
I mean, why would you? I mean, you don't even get any fights now. Right?
Yeah.
Didn't Shakur Stevenson refuse to sign with Floyd or something like that? Like he actually picked Top Rank over.
Imagine if he would have signed with him over all about Mayweather. You know, when he went to the Olympics, yeah, sure, he got a silver. I should have won gold. I should have. We know what that is. Let's not talk about me. It's not what Shakur he just been made it all about him.
He would have hijacked the press conferences and everything. Yeah.
People say he's like me, but he's a level B. He's a B plus.
Man, I'm from around his area. Like he's one of those dudes. Like if you whoop his ass in the gym, like you're not allowed to come back.
Yeah, he talks a lot during sparring too. Fucking annoying.
No, I actually, one time I was with, Coach Anthony. One of his boys hit him to the body once, and I was there, and after a couple of minutes, they were like, "You guys can stay."
And I was watching a fight had Link sparring Stevenson and Hitchens in. Pretty boring sparring matchup. They're just looking at each other, jumping in with a jab. The other guy jumps with a jab.
Because Stevenson. The thing about Stevenson is he gets frustrated when he can't step over your front foot.
You think he's doing it on purpose there?
Yeah, he does that shit on purpose. He gets mad frustrated when he can do that shit.
Yeah, that's why when he fights a lefty, another lefty, he doesn't have it as easy, because since he's a lefty and he fights shorter guys. You have to be kind of he's always in the position. He got guys he got what's the one Mexican dude, Valdez, where the Valdez had to jump over his foot to land the shot, but Stevenson would keep him on the outside by planting his foot right. Because when you fight when you fight a righty, your feet are meeting each other in the front. So when he faces another lefty, yeah, he struggles a little bit more.
And just imagine, he already has a reach advantage, a height advantage over Valdez, but he's also a left-hander. So now Valdez has to cover even more ground just to get to him.
Exactly.
Ooh, I think he's in like, I think he capped this weight class at 135. Like, I don't really see any advantages unless he fights somebody who came up winning weight. I don't see any like advantages him being at 140.
Well, that's where skills are supposed to take over, right? I don't see them.
Well, he's big for 135, no? He looks big, but...
Yeah, he looks the same size as Crawford sometimes. When they taking pictures and training.
But if he's running away from... who did he run away from that looked terrible? Fuck. Not the last fight. The one before that.
De Los Santos?
De Los Santos, yeah. Could you imagine Shakur fighting a puncher at 140? No, he's gonna be running.
I actually would like to see this fight, him against Tank Davis.
It's a technical fight. This is.
I think that's will be the next fight to make. If Tank Davis finds his ball somewhere.
Shakur against Mercado.
I mean, he has to move up, right?
Right, but that's the thing. He wouldn't do that.
Yeah, he would be like, nah, he's at 140, and that's an interesting fight because he always thinks fighting is like a trading game. It's like, okay, so he's always talking shit about he would love to fight somebody. Like when he say he would love to fight Matias. And yeah, I would love that fight in the future,
I'm gonna make it look easy in there, like I always do.
I would love to fight Matias with his hands tied behind his back.
I would love to fight Matias when he's locked up.
I like how Mercado called him out in his face. What's he gonna do now? What were you gonna say?
Nothing. He just sat his ass down.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing.
He did like a cringy face, and
yeah, he just made a face, and that's it.
When he started talking, he just said, "Shut up, bitch."
Yeah.
Oh man, these once in a generation talent, eh?
Sure.
Yeah, him and Hitchens were sparring. They started talking shit. And he's like, "No, you didn't land that, bro. You didn't land that."
No, that's his defense. Like if you go to any of his sparring sections, his defense is taking the shot and shake his head, say no. like he usually get his ass whooped, bro. Like I don't know, it's because I'm around from the same area as him, but I don't know. I never seem like that crazy boxer that everybody talks about.
Do you guys remember it was love selection meeting when he was fighting De Los Santos, and the team Stevenson was really trying to scare De Los Santos? And Shakur "Oh, what you gonna do? You're in New Jersey now. I'm gonna beat you back."
yeah, como que eso es algo, right? In New Jersey now. He probably was like, okay.
Get attacked by drones.
Is that supposed to mean you take naps?
You get drone attacked.
He was like, "Are those your gloves, boy? Are those your gloves? You about to get your ass beat." Crawford was just there chewing his gum sideways, just I'm like, I don't know, I can't stand that whole Crawford team. They're just getting a lot of hype back.
I mean, this is actually a good this is actually a good little scrap, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would have think they ain't shit, but they actually showing like really good skills.
Yeah.
A lot of parrying, a lot of body punching. Ooh, I like that. I like that one.
Good defense.
Recognize. Do you live in the city or in New Jersey?
Don't ever say that to me.
What the fuck? Why would he be in New Jersey?
I don't know. I don't know.
Jersey? You insulting Recognize? Is that what you're saying? I'm joking.
I used to live in New York.
Oh, I used to live in the city then. Yeah. So, but people always ask me that here when I'm. Do you live in the city or do you live like outside the city, or Oakland or whatever?
You sound like you live in Florida.
Yeah, I do.
Me?
My accent's starting to change.
Yeah, like it started to mutate.
I say y'all a lot now. Y'all.
Yeah.
Hey, Mucho, I just looked up the Angel Fierro fight and their prediction. I put in prediction for that fight. TKO for Pitbull Cruz, so he can return to his winning ways. Yes, I wasn't far off.
Who said that?
The internet.
Okay.
Like you just type in on Google, what's the prediction? And that's what popped up.
Yeah, but...
Who said it? I don't know.
Yeah, but you should check out the odds, man. Like, that's... I think you can stop him. Like, seriously, nobody knows this guy. And what did you say about Tijuana? Somebody in your gym? Or...
Like, he drinks and shit. Like, he does, he's not always training the way he's supposed to.
Yeah. He can stop him.
And also, Ramos, I think he can stop Jason Rosario.
Yeah.
Well, remember, he got dropped like real easy by Charlo, by a shot to the pit of the stomach.
Yeah,
when he started like...
Nah, that was fake, right? Man. That was the fakest shit I've ever seen, man.
That's the thing, that guy's a full unified champion.
He's like, remember? He's like,
Yeah, remember the shot guys, man? Was that fake or not? I don't know. Maybe it was real.
Dude, he looked like a cockroach. He looked like a cockroach that got sprayed by Raid.
Yeah.
And he's like,
It reminded me of that. Remember that Nonito, the night in knockout, recognized versus Cocholito Montiel?
Oh yeah. He was moving his arms and shit.
Yeah.
That was creepy.
When the night in knocked out Montiel, that was a badass knockout. And that was weird because I think that got knockout of the year. That got knockout of the year, but if you think about it, Montiel got off his feet, got off the ground.
Up. Yeah, exactly. They didn't stop it. And they could have stopped it because the way he was behaving, right? He was on the ground, but that only lasted for like a second where he started like moving his arms and legs.
Oh shit, this Cuellar's gonna get knocked out. Crazy.
Good.
Yeah, Levo's starting now. He's digging him with body shots too now.
Yeah, he's fucking him up now. Nice.
Oh.
So much for the youth Olympian bronze medalist.
Well, we don't beat them in soccer, but we beat them in boxing. How's that?
Yeah, that's right. They just won their World Series in 2022, didn't they? That was Messi's first, not World Series, World Cup.
World Cup.
World Series? What the fuck, bro? Yeah, 2022, they won the World Cup. Yeah, that's right.
That was nice to see. Yeah, it was nice to see Messi finally win the World Cup. Best soccer player ever.
I don't know. It's the best. I don't know. It's not the best.
Diego Maradona probably is a better player.
Oh, come on. We got the Messi hate. Or is it because he's Argentinian? How do you say? Is it Argentinian or is it Argentine? Argentine. But I like Cristiano Ronaldo. He's another one I like.
Yeah.
I think Zidane's underrated.
Zenit's a damn beautiful player. That's a guy that you show. That's a guy that you show like guys just get into soccer, the fundamentals of how to dribble. Yeah, absolutely.
Yo, Photon look like a gay pimp, yo.
What the fuck is he wearing?
Speaking of French,
a bow on his durag. Look on the side above his ear. It's like a bow, like a hairband bow.
Girl, let me tell you.
That's fucking. That's so.
Listen, guys, I gotta show these guys to remember who the fuck I am. I'm Scooter, baby. I'm Scooter.
I don't know, like when you see stuff like the mule, like you have like another perspective. It's like, bro, like everything looks kind of like how it is.
It looks like a new way to punch the fruitiness into fucking Spolton, man. What the fuck?
Steven Scooter Fulton.
Yeah,
he punched at the he punched at the toaster out of him.
It was like before with Zerdo. Zerdo was mega fruity after that fight as well.
They gotta remember who Scooter is.
Isn't the World Cup in America and Canada next year, or America and Mexico next year?
Yep.
The next year, right?
Yep, North America. Yep, 2026?
Yeah. Yep. Is the final in it where the Azteca? Is it, or is it in America?
No, the final? No, the first match in US, last match US in New Jersey. Right. The finals in New Jersey. We're talking about New Jersey.
Oh, that MetLife Stadium, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Now that I think I think Japan and South Korea did something similar to that, didn't they? Where they both hosted it together.
I remember that shit.
2002, yeah, Brazil won that one. That's Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Rivaldo,
Roberto Carlos.
Yeah, Cafu. Yeah, that was a great Brazil team. Lucio was a great defender.
Well, this is actually like a good little fight, man.
It's a eliminator apparently. So, wait, Nick Ball is the WBA champ?
Yep.
Whoever wins between these two dudes, he's gonna have a hard task.
I know. That's what I'm thinking.
Because they obviously have the reach advantage, and I can see they actually is really skilled.
I don't know if they beat Nick Ball though.
No, he'll get to him eventually, I think.
Yeah, probably.
And I think the Mexican guy will try and trade with him as well, which would play into Nick Paul's hands.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's counter.
Yeah, Olivia is getting touched.
Who do you guys think will get further? America or Mexico in the World Cup? Or Canada?
Oh. Probably Mexico out of those three. Oh, America sucks too.
Most of American players play in Europe now, don't they? Most of them.
They have better players now.
A lot of them are German-born as well, aren't they?
I don't know how they found all these Americans that play all over the place, but I think they have better players now. Not gonna lie.
Mexico got that good striker. He's going to Milan, right? Jimenez from PSV Eindhoven.
What?
He's going to Milan, yeah. AC Milan, yeah.
He was with Fulham, right?
No, not Raul Jimenez.
The other Jimenez, the other one.
Yeah, the young guy, the left-footed one. Young guy.
Yeah, but I don't care about this guy. He never scores for Mexico, man. He only scores for fucking PSV. No, he's not in PSV. He's with Feyenoord. I don't know how you pronounce that.
Yeah, Feyenoord. He's going to AC Milan.
I think he went there today. But I don't. As long as he needs to score with Mexico, I don't care what the fuck he does in Milan.
Yeah, Raul Jimenez still plays for Fulham.
Yeah, Fulham. He's actually rejuvenated. No,
Yeah, because he cracked his skull, didn't he? I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
about 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh no! What
Yeah,
was?
Wolves. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they got some good players as well. That Jonathan David's a good player, and Alfonso Davis as well.
What you said? What? Alfonso Davis?
Yeah, as a Canada have a couple of good players.
Yeah, they have good players now.
Jonathan David as well. He played in France, pretty good.
Yep.
Mexico, yeah, there's not many players outside of the Americas right at the moment.
No. They don't sell them that much. They're expensive, but they're overrated, to be honest.
Yeah, a lot like I think Chivas they stopped selling to Europe, didn't they, for a while? To some
Yeah,
kind
they
of
don't want to sell. They're like, no, you gotta pay this much. It's like, no European club is gonna pay that much for a Mexican.
Yeah.
They're not proven.
Yeah, I mean the best player I remember is Marquez, who's good for Barcelona.
Yeah.
Rafael Marquez is a good player. I think this fight's pretty close now. I think it might be level.
Good stuff by Olivo. The cleaner work from what I'm seeing is coming from Olivo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Cuello's the home fighter, right? So you always gonna remember.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
Right. I always try and score it how the promotion would try and score it.
People in the chat saying this is fire. Yeah, the fight's pretty good, guys.
Be so lame if it's gonna be the best fight on the card. Yeah. Imagine if it's the best fight. I think the Ramos and Banana fight's gonna be a pretty shitty fight, to be fair as well.
Yeah.
Pitbull fight would be shitty as well. Might be very good. I think
Hopefully,
Figueroa.
Go ahead.
I think Figueroa will stop him early. I think in 5.
I wonder if he still has the grit though, because that first fight was really, really good between them. I wonder if Fulton still has the grit to, gut it out.
Has he got that dog?
No, that was 122 4 years ago. 122, the 126. I don't know. I think Figueroa is bigger physically.
This guy's getting a leg massage in between rounds. It's Oliver guy.
You're way ahead. Oh no!
It looks like some weird Diddy shit, man. What the fuck's going
I'm
on
looking
there?
at it. Oh fuck!
Shoot, Manny Stewart, if he was alive, he wouldn't like that shit.
Well, that's why Thomas Hearns lost. Remember?
Yeah, he couldn't move. His legs were asleep.
Fulton looks like he went to one of those Diddy parties. Or is it just me?
Yeah, he does.
Yo, post that picture, Bucho.
What's that?
I posted it in the chat.
Which chat? Oh, okay,
this
wait.
chat.
No, okay, I got it. Okay,
I posted it in both of them now. You gotta show the people.
You want to show it to the people?
That looks crazy. That's super sus. That fucking photo is.
All right.
Old stock.
Hey, real quick, you think these are good bets? I haven't looked at the odds yet, but I'm gonna look it up right now. Benavidez TKO and Figueroa TKO.
I think you gotta drag the picture down a bit. Sorry, old talk.
Huh? What?
I think Benavidez Morrell will go to decision.
Hmm. So okay,
The
so
top-
not a good bet.
The top
Not a
part
good
of his
bet.
head is being cut off.
No, it's not.
It is for me when I'm looking at the screen.
What?
Oh. Players rallying here at the moment. Yeah, Quayle's going for it now. He's going to try and get stoppage or not down.
All right, I'm removing the picture. I can't look at this shit. So, two more rounds.
Oh, nice. Quayle's picked up this round big time. I don't know if Oliver's tanks is having stamina issues right now.
People are saying this fight is a slugfest. Fire.
Who do you guys think is winning?
I'm not scoring it, but I guess Quay is doing the better work.
Yeah.
And then he
I think he might be ahead now.
Actually,
I mean,
no, I
Olivia
like-
is hit.
Yeah.
I mean, Olivia is hitting with Chris punches though.
Wait, sorry.
Yeah,
did I say
I have
Quayo?
Olivo.
No, I think Olivo. Sorry, Olivo, not Quayo. Isaac Cruz, 60% KO rate. All right. Hey, where is who was earlier? Somebody made bets. Oh, he's gone.
How long are they going to keep him punching?
I don't know, man. I think Isaac gonna lose tonight,
That's
bro.
that's the straightest punches I've seen Isaac Cruz ever throw in his life.
Badfish. No, not Badfish. Fuck, who was?
He got that Luis Miguel swag.
Isaac gonna lose tonight, man.
Yo. Is no one talking? What's going on?
No, I don't know. We're watching
the
preliminaries here. We should end the show, actually, guys.
Yeah.
Because nothing's happening. No, I mean, we're not talking or anything.
Damn.
You know, just hear silent, y'all just goading and shit.
Yeah. All right, guys, on YouTube, we're going to end it on YouTube, or we're going to end it, all right? We'll see you maybe post-fight if something crazy happens. BDA would be hosting and taking phone calls. Have a good night. Enjoy the fights, guys. See ya. All right.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.